Chapter 1435. Go. Who else has an opinion? Prince Bloodflow stood at the top and questioned everyone with a cold face. Who else has an opinion? This sentence sounded more like who else dared to have an opinion. When everyone heard Prince Bloodflow's words, they were slightly shocked. They weren't shocked by the Bloodflow dynasty's might. In the entire Flowing Sea region, everyone knew that the Bloodflow Empire's strength could literally destroy all of their forces. If it wasn't for the fact that the Bloodflow Empire needed to fight against the demonic beasts in the demi-human graveyard, and that they didn't have enough strength to control such a large area, they might have already ruled over the entire Bloodflow Empire. Ruling a dynasty wasn't that simple. Just like the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty was developing very quickly. However, there would be some city lords who didn't take Feng Wuan's orders seriously. The gathering power of the citizens was weak. Just like the city lord of Windfrost City, just like the prodigy competition of Flaming Sun City. The city lord didn't take the queen's orders seriously. If it wasn't for Wang Xian and Feng Wuan, the prodigies of Flaming Sun City might have already been recruited by the Bloodflow sect. This was the problem of control. A weak control was the same as not having control. Therefore, the Bloodstream Empire didn't unify the entire Flowing Sea region. They only controlled over 20 factions and became their subordinate factions. This power was enough. No matter how many cities there were, they could become a burden. However, not every city could bring a huge amount of spirit stones to the empire. Some spirit stones even required the empire to spend money to maintain them. What shocked everyone was that the legendary Supreme Prodigy was actually from the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Everyone's gaze swept across the area where Feng Wuan, Wang Xian and the rest were. Their faces were filled with astonishment. I really didn't expect that Supreme Prodigy was actually from the Dragon Phoenix Empire. This is a peerless powerhouse who could kill a 5th-level profound void martial artist. No wonder the Dragon Phoenix Empire could rise so quickly. With more than 500 Void Interpretation Realm experts and 2 5th-level Void Interpretation Realm experts, their strength is much stronger than the Light Dragon Dynasty and the Boundless Sea Dynasty. Exclamations sounded one after another, and their eyes flickered. Your Highness, we don't have any opinions. We have the responsibility to fight against the human demon graveyard. We will use as much strength as we have the responsibility. We support Your Highness. Our Zero Glory Dynasty also supports the Crown Prince. The Dragon Phoenix Dynasty has a supreme genius. It is easy to deal with a blood barbarian demon beast. That's right, that's right. Those who are capable will work hard. In the future, the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty will be our role model. The kings and sect masters of the various forces said with smiles on their faces. For such a powerful force, they naturally hoped that the other party would be weakened. Moreover, it was much better for others to deal with a top-tier king beast race, like the blood barbaric demon beast race, than for them to do it themselves. The rest of the forces immediately agreed with a smile on their faces. They were very supportive of the Crown Prince's order this time. Hehe, I have an opinion. At this moment, Wang Xian, who was sitting beside Feng Wuan, shook the teacup in his hand with a smile and said faintly, Wang Xian's sudden words caused everyone in the hall to be slightly stunned. They looked at him in astonishment and widened their eyes. Do you have any objections? Prince Xuelu was also slightly stunned when he heard Wang Xian's words. He narrowed his eyes slowly and said, Give me a reasonable reply or else. As he spoke, the killing intent in his eyes was not concealed at all. He stared coldly at Wang Xian. Before he could finish his sentence, everyone knew what was going to happen next. Hehe, what else can we do? Our Dragon and Phoenix Empire is going to deal with the top-tier demonic beast race alone. Heaven Sword Sect, Light Dragon Empire and Bloodstream Sect are going to deal with another demonic beast race. May I ask, what's the use of having your Bloodstream Empire? Are you just here to issue orders? Wang Xian leaned back on his chair and looked at the Crown Prince on the stage with a smile on his face. Wow! Wang Xian's words were undoubtedly like a bomb on the calm surface of the water. It shocked everyone. You are courting death, nameless sword demon. Do you really think that you are so arrogant just because you are a supreme heaven's pride expert? How dare you speak to your highness the crown prince? Dragon and Phoenix Empire. I think you all want to die. Watch your words, you people who belong to this place. All of a sudden, all the experts from the Bloodflow Empire stood up and stared at Wang Xian coldly. Even those affiliated to the empire stood up and looked at them with murderous intent. Arrogant, you are too arrogant. I think all of you don't want to leave this place today. The people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Biological Forging Workshop stood up with cold smiles on their faces. Their eyes were filled with disdain. How dare they question the Bloodflow Empire here? They were simply courting death. Boom. At this moment, Prince Bloodflow, who was standing in front of them, emitted a terrifying aura. He stared at Wang Xian and Feng Wuan with a ghastly expression. Is this the intention of your Dragon and Phoenix Empire? The powerful aura made the families and forces of the Bloodshed Empire in front of them quickly move aside to make way for him. He stared at each other from afar. A blood-red glow shot out from his eyes. This world is not the world of your Bloodshed Empire. You called us here. We are not here to seek death, nor are we here to become chess pieces to be manipulated by others. Feng Wuan slowly stood up, her gaze fixed on Prince Bloodflow, and a faint sneer appeared on her face. Even if it is your order, you must give us a reasonable explanation. Explanation? Our Bloodflow Empire has the strength. Why should we explain to you? You don't have the qualifications. An order is an order. You just have to obey. Otherwise, what awaits you is death. Don't think that you are so powerful just because you have more than 500 insightful Void Realm experts. That's right. There's no need for the Bloodflow Empire to make a move. Our combined strength has 400 to 500 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. Do you really think that you are so amazing just because we praise you? Before Prince Bloodflow could speak, the subordinate countries and the family forces of the Bloodflow Empire shouted with cold expressions. Are the people of the Dragon Phoenix Empire courting death? Do they really think that they can fight against the Bleeds Empire just because they have more than 500 insightful void martial artists? This courting death is simply too arrogant. When some of the other forces saw the Queen and Wang Xian of the Dragon Phoenix Empire talking to the Bleeds Empire in such a manner, they shook their heads slowly. Why do I have to explain my actions to you? What qualifications do you have? You have 3 seconds to kneel or die. At this moment, one of the elders standing beside the crown prince stood up slowly and stared at Wang Xian, Feng Wuan, and the rest with an expressionless face. Chapter 1436. That go. I'll give you 3 seconds. Kneel down or die. An incomparably tyrannical voice came from the mouth of an emperor. He stood up. His burly body stared coldly at Phoenix and the rest. Why would he need to explain to you? It explained the invincible stance of the Bloodflow Empire. In the entire hall, when that emperor stood up and spoke, traces of power filled the entire hall. Everyone held their breaths and looked at him with incomparably grave expressions. Hee, why do you have to explain to us? You are really domineering, haha. When Wang Xian heard the words of the emperor, he sneered and stood up with a loud laugh. Do you guys still have the qualifications to say such words? He narrowed his eyes slightly and swept his gaze across the 2 emperors. A faint sneer appeared on his face. Huh. Seeing Wang Xian standing up with a cold laugh, everyone was slightly taken aback. An incredulous look appeared on their faces. He was really courting death. Bang! The emperor from the Bloodshed Empire was evidently stunned as well. His calm face revealed a look of anger. He gently placed the scepter in his hand on the ground. A muffled sound rang out. An invisible aura directly charged forward. The Bloodflow Empire is indeed a little overbearing. This isn't your world, and we aren't your chess pieces either. Suddenly, a faint voice sounded from the Heavenly Sword Sect. Sect leader Ling sat there and looked at the 2 emperors above, his eyes flickering. Oh, this. Sect leader Ling of the Heavenly Sword Sect, he actually also. When everyone's gaze landed on sect leader Ling, they were all extremely shocked. Sect leader Ling of the Heavenly Sword Sect also opened his mouth to speak. What did this mean? Was he also expressing his dissatisfaction towards the Blood Flow Empire? The sect leader of the Heavenly Sword Sect was a 6th-level void interpretation expert, an existence that could match the strongest fighting strength of the Blood Flow Empire. Ling Shaoran of the Heaven Sword Sect, do you really think that you can become an enemy of our Blood Flow Empire, just because you've broken through to the 6th level of the Profound Void tier? Standing on the stage, the Blood Flow Prince's pupils constricted slightly. He looked at Sect Master Ling's position with an embarrassed expression. It seems that there are still quite a number of people who have objections against our Blood Flow Empire. Good. Our Blood Flow Empire has not made a move for over 1,000 years. Some people really think that they can challenge our Blood Flow Empire's prestige just by breaking through to the 6th rank of the Profound Void tier. Anyone who disobeys our orders, all of you stand out. Boom! Another emperor slowly opened his eyes. He stood up and looked at the sect master of the Heavenly Sword Sect, sweeping his gaze across all the factions in the hall. The might of a 6th-rank Profound Void tier expert was directly emitted. The terrifying aura caused even the Profound Void tier experts present to feel their breathing slow. Emperor, please calm down. We don't dare. Emperor, please calm down. We have no objections. The expressions of the Blood Flow Empire's family forces and subordinate forces changed drastically. They hurriedly stood up and bowed. Their gazes glanced at the Sky Sword Sect and the Dragon Phoenix Empire. Their eyes were somewhat cold. The other forces also hurriedly stood up and bowed. When the Emperor was angry, blood would flow for thousands of miles. They simply didn't have the ability to resist. The Sky Sword Sect and the Dragon Phoenix Empire aren't satisfied, right? The Emperor placed the scepter in front of him and placed his palms on it as he asked coldly. Just as the Dragon Phoenix Queen said, "This world isn't your Blood Flow Empire's." Just as he finished asking, the Light Dragon King slowly stood up and said expressionlessly, "Our Bloodstream Sect is not a chess piece of your Bloodstream Empire." Sect Master E of the Bloodstream Sect also stood up and said with a smile on his face, "What?" The Light Dragon Empire and the Bloodstream Sect also stood up against the Bloodstream Empire. Could it be that they have long been prepared, or? My God, the Sky Sword Sect, the Light Dragon Empire's Bloodstream Sect, and the Dragon Phoenix Empire are among the most powerful forces now. The four of them actually don't give face to the Bloodstream Empire. When the sect masters of the Light Dragon Dynasty and the Bloodstream Sect stood up, the entire hall was in an uproar. They looked at the four top-tier forces in astonishment. All of them gulped. What did they want to do? Are you going to rebel? Prince Bloodstream's expression changed slightly when he saw the two top-tier forces stand up, and he asked in a stern voice, "We don't belong to your Bloodflow Empire to begin with. Why would we go against you? Do you really think that we are your subjects?" Feng Wuan stared at Prince Bloodflow and said indifferently, Good. Among the four top-tier forces, our Bloodflow Empire still has the same words. Kneel down now and spare your lives. Otherwise you will die. The rest of you, listen to my orders. Buzz. An emperor laughed out loud with a cold expression. His domineering voice entered everyone's ears. His gaze swept across the Dragon Phoenix Empire, Sky Sword Sect, Light Dragon Empire, and the Bloodflow Sect as he shouted at everyone around him. At the last moment, he raised the scepter in his hand. A terrifying aura gathered on it. Kneel down or die. The people from the families and subordinate dynasties in the Bloodshed Empire stood up immediately. A weapon appeared in front of them. A murderous aura emanated from their bodies as they roared loudly. The expressions of the other factions changed drastically. They stood there without saying a word. Kneel down or die. Old man, do you really think that you can kill whoever you want? Let's give it a try then. Wang Xian looked at the two old men, who seemed to have the power of life and death in their hands. A hint of mockery appeared on his face as he stared at them and said coldly. At the same time, an aura charged directly at one of the old men. We really need to give it a try to find out. Sect Master Ling also laughed out loud. His body trembled slightly, and a terrifying metallic radiance charged directly at the other emperor. "You're courting death." When the emperor felt the impact of Wang Xian's aura, his expression changed slightly. He waved the scepter in his hand, and a blood-red radiance charged towards Wang Xian. The moment he made his move, he wanted to kill him. Hee. A destructive aura gathered in Wang Xian's palm. Buzz! He waved his arm to the left. The terrifying blood-red radiance charged towards the side. Not good. Block. The expressions of the Blood Flow Empire's forces on the left changed drastically, and they hurriedly shouted, "Thick Earth Shield." An elder's expression changed drastically, and an earthen yellow shield appeared in front of him as he shouted loudly. The 2-meter-tall shield blocked in front of him. However, the blood-red light easily pierced through the shield. "Ah!" Screams sounded. The Emperor's attack instantly killed 3 or 4 insightful void martial artists. The Nameless Sword Demon is a level 6 insightful void martial artist. A shocked voice sounded from the surroundings. Chapter 1437. The Nameless Sword Demon is a powerhouse at level 6 of the See-Through Realm. Level 6 of the See-Through Realm. Level 6 of the See-Through Realm. When everyone saw Wang Xian casually deflecting an emperor's attack to the side, their eyes widened. No wonder the Dragon and Phoenix Empire dared to disobey the order of the Bloodshed Empire. It turns out that Wang Xian has the strength of level 6 of the See-Through Realm. No wonder Wang Xian dared to look down on the emperor. It turns out that he has reached this realm as well. Have the Sky Sword Sect, the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Bloodshed Sect, and the Light Dragon Empire come to an agreement? Are they going to join forces? Wang Xian and sect leader Ling are 2 6th-level insightful void martial artists. The Bloodshed Empire may not care about 1 6th-level insightful void martial artist, but if there are 2, the surrounding forces stared at Wang Xian in shock. A master at level 6 of the See-Through Realm, who was not even 30 years old. What kind of concept was this? This was simply defying the natural order. Are you courting death? When the emperor saw that his attack landed on his own people, and that 3 masters of the See-Through Realm were killed, he revealed a furious expression. "Haha, old man, do you have the ability to kill me?" Wang Xian looked at the old man and laughed out loud. He stared at the emperor mockingly. When the emperor heard Wang Xian calling him an old man and holding the scepter in his hand tightly, his expression changed drastically. 2 experts at the 6th level of the insightful emptiness realm. No wonder you dare to challenge us, the Bloody Flow Empire. However, do you really think that we are afraid of you? Do you really think that we, the Bloody Flow Empire, can't do anything to you? The other emperor extended his hand to stop him. He glanced at the sect master of the Wang Xian Heavenly Sword sect with a cold expression. His eyes were filled with killing intent. They did not expect that a force that they thought was like an official would slap their faces in such a manner. What shocked them even more was that their strength had completely exceeded their expectations. "Everyone from the Bloodflow Empire, we are not here to challenge you. It is you who are too arrogant and treat us as chess pieces. When it comes to dealing with the demonic beast clan, why should we explain our actions to you? You don't take us seriously at all." The sect master of the Heavenly Sword sect stared at the 2 emperors and said faintly, "You still have to explain to us about the demonic beast clan. We also have to give a detailed explanation." Wang Xian looked at the 2 emperors and said faintly, "Why would they need to explain to you about the actions of the Blood Flow Empire?" Sorry, they really had to explain. Sect leader Ling's words and Wang Xian's words made the 2 elders' faces extremely awkward. On the surface, there were only 3 experts at level 6 of the Void Interpretation realm in the Blood Flow Empire. However, in reality, there were 4 of them. However, the current Blood Emperor and the manager of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had yet to return from their journey to the vast region. Furthermore, one of the emperors was still at the tomb of the demi-human. They really couldn't deal with Wang Xian and sect leader Ling. In fact, if both parties were to fight, the one who would suffer the greatest loss would be the Blood Flow Empire. Perhaps the entire imperial city would be reduced to ruins during their battle. This caused their expressions to change continuously. As the former Blood Emperor of the Blood Flow Empire, when had they ever been so restrained? Now is the time for the transformation of the entire Luhai region. As the strongest existence in the Blood Flow Empire, we are naturally the main ones. Prince Bloodflow's expression changed drastically as he stared at Wang Xian and sect leader Ling. He said with a gloomy face, "Shut up. You don't have the right to speak here." Wang Xian glanced at Prince Bloodflow and said coldly. He stared at the two emperors and said, "Make the plan together. Don't even think about not contributing a little. You. Prince Xuelu's body trembled when he heard Wang Xian's reprimand. He stared at Wang Xian with bloodshot eyes. "We will discuss the matter of the demonic beasts another day." One of the emperors stared deeply at Wang Xian and sect leader Ling as he said coldly, "All of you take care of yourselves." The other emperor swept his gaze across the four forces of the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. With a snort, he turned around and left. Prince Bloodflow's expression changed as he stood there. "We'll discuss it another day. Listen to our Bloodflow Empire's announcement." He waved his arm and walked out directly, leaving behind all the factions in the Great Hall, whose faces were filled with astonishment. They looked at the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Sky Sword Sect, the Light Dragon Empire, and the Bloodflow Sect standing in the Great Hall in a daze. I really didn't expect that they actually had the power to resist the Bloodflow Empire. 2 level 6 Profound Void Martial Artists, plus their Profound Void Martial Artists. They really aren't afraid of the Bloodflow Empire at all. This is simply, the Demon Beast clan hasn't changed yet, but a huge earthquake has happened on our side. Some factions discussed with astonished expressions. The subordinate dynasties and sects of the Bloodflow Empire looked at them with ugly expressions. For thousands of years, this was the first time they had forced the Bloodshed Empire into such an awkward situation. "Let's go." Wang Xian swept his gaze across the surroundings and looked at the 3 forces of the Heavenly Sword Sect. "Let's go." Sect leader Ling and the rest nodded their heads and led their subordinates out. Wang Xian and Feng Wan also walked out. These 4 forces have really formed an alliance. It seems like they are prepared for the huge changes in the Luhai region. They have already formed an alliance. It's obvious that they are dissatisfied with the attitude of the Bloodshed Empire today. Voices of discussion rang out in the hall. Only after Wang Xian and the rest left did they dare to follow them out. If it wasn't for the fact that the Bloodshed Empire has gone overboard, I don't want to shed all pretense of cordiality with them. They really don't put us in their eyes. Walking out of the Great Hall, the Sky Sword Sect's sect master shook his head slightly and said indifferently, thinking that he was at least an expert at the 6th level of the Profound Void tier. Yet the Blood Flow Empire still didn't put the Sky Sword Sect in their eyes. One could imagine how arrogant they were. They have been invincible in the Flowing Sea region for too long, making them think too highly of themselves. The Light Dragon King said indifferently. They didn't agree with the Blood Flow Empire's plan at all. It was obvious that they wanted to weaken their power. I wonder what the Blood Flow Empire will do next. Feng Wan said thoughtfully. They have been standing on the clouds for a long time. Now they should know what to do. This world is not theirs. In the end, they will compromise. Sect Master Ling said with a smile on his face. Sect Master Yi and the Light Dragon King nodded slightly. It was impossible for the Bloodstream Empire to attack them, especially when the Demon Beast clan wanted to establish an empire. The appearance of the Demon Beast Empire was actually the most stressful thing for the Bloodstream Empire. During this period, the Bloodstream Empire could only rope them in. Once they fought, the losses of the Bloodstream Empire would be even more severe. Chapter 1438. Bang! 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 Damn it! Damn Wang Xian! Damn nameless sword demon! Just you wait! I, Tang Shuwen, swear that I will tear you into pieces. In a palace in the Bloody Flow Palace, the Crown Prince of the Bloody Flow Empire slammed the items in front of the table with a furious expression. He shouted loudly with a ferocious expression. The beautiful woman beside him had a worried look on her face. She walked over and said softly in fear, "Your Highness Crown Prince, don't be angry. The Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Heaven Sword sect don't know what's good for them. They will regret it in the future. How dare they tell me to shut up? How dare they tell me to shut up?" Tang Shuwen clenched his fists and stood there with a cold expression. 6th level of the Profound Void Martial Stage. Don't think that you can order me just because you have reached the 6th level of the Profound Void Martial Stage. Just you wait, just you wait. He growled and his eyes were filled with a crazy killing intent. The beautiful woman beside him gently stroked his body to calm him down. "Your Highness, what do the two emperors say?" Huff. Tang Shuwen took a deep breath, sitting on a seat at the side with an awkward expression. "We'll talk about it when my father arrives. However, at this juncture, it's impossible for us to have a civil war here." As he spoke, an unwilling expression appeared on his face. The beautiful woman hurriedly served tea and poured water at the side. She also understood that at this juncture, the Bloodshed Empire wouldn't make a move against them. The four forces were all the strongest forces apart from the Blood Flow Empire. This was especially so for the sect leader of the Heavenly Sword sect, and that Wang Xian who was at level 6 of the See-Through Void tier. The two of them were at level 6 of the See-Through Void tier. This had exceeded the expectations of the Blood Flow Empire. If they really fought, it would cause some unimaginable disasters to the Blood Flow Empire. The two emperors had also said that everything would be discussed after the Blood Emperor arrived, and called the emperors from the human demon graveyard over. The news of what happened in the Imperial Palace had already spread out in the afternoon. Once this news spread out, it shook the entire Blood Flow Imperial City. As the Imperial City of the Blood Flow Empire, it had a history of 7,000 to 8,000 years. This was the most majestic and enormous city in the Luhai region. Those who were able to live here were all not weak. In fact, here, even rank 5 transcendents were considered weak. This was something unimaginable in other cities. On the streets, level 7 and level 8 transcendents could be seen everywhere. Damn, is this for real? There's actually someone who dares to challenge our Blood Flow Empire? Let's kill him. Of course it's real. Back then, the two emperors couldn't do anything to the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Heaven Sword sect. Who would have thought that the supreme genius Wang Xian actually had the strength of a level 6 See-Through Void martial artist? Oh my god, wasn't he at level 5 See-Through Void martial artist 2 years ago? Who cares about the Heaven's Pride Supreme Wang Immortal? Who cares about the Heaven Sword sect, or the Light Dragon Dynasty's Bloodstream sect? If they dare to provoke our Bloodstream Empire, kill them. Kill them. As the Emperor of the Flowing Sea region, anyone who disobeys us will die. What about His Majesty the Blood Emperor? Who cares about the monstrous Heaven's Pride? If they dare to provoke us, we will definitely destroy them. In the discussion forums of the various restaurants and communication stone tablets, the citizens of the Blood Flow Imperial City revealed furious expressions when they received this news. As citizens of the Blood Flow Imperial City, they had a kind of pride deep in their bones. When they learned that a few top-tier factions were opposing their dynasty in the Imperial Palace, every one of their faces revealed furious expressions. How can our dynasty be opposed by a bunch of forces like you? In the entire Imperial City, many people were discussing with furious expressions. The crowd was furious. With Wang Xian and sect leader Ling, two powerhouses at level 6 of the Void Interpretation stage, the Blood Flow dynasty will definitely not dare to shed all pretenses of cordiality. During this period, even if there are 3 powerhouses at level 6 of the Void Interpretation stage in the Blood Flow dynasty, they won't dare to offend them. I reckon the plan will be reformulated in a few days. This isn't a good thing for us. In a restaurant, a few experts from a dynasty listened to the conversations of the people around them as they discussed in low voices. Those dynasties and sects were very clear that the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and the Sky Sword sect had gained the upper hand in this game. Time slowly passed. What happened in the Imperial Palace caused a commotion in the entire Imperial City. As time passed, the The people in the imperial city gradually understood that this time, the Blood Flow Empire, who was invincible in their hearts, might really have to bow their heads. As for the current situation, the people gradually understood it clearly. This caused the people of the Blood Flow Empire to be somewhat dazed. In the future, the Blood Flow Empire might not be the only existence standing on the mountain peak. Father, you're finally here. On the evening of the fourth day, in a palace of the Blood Flow Empire, the night pearl illuminated the entire palace. The crown prince of the Blood Flow Empire, Tang Shuwen, and 3 other emperors sat inside. When the 4 figures outside walked in, the crown prince Tang Shuwen hurriedly went up to them and shouted with a smile on his face. I heard that something happened here in the palace. The burly elder walked in and bowed to the emperors as he asked indifferently. Father, it's the Dragon Phoenix Dynasty, Sky Sword Sect, Bloodstream Sect, and Light Dragon Dynasty. Crown Prince Tang Shuwen said with a gloomy face. I know. Please sit down too. The Blood Emperor nodded and gestured to the 3 elders beside him. The 3 old men nodded, and 2 of the old men's clothes had the words pill and weapon written on them. The other old man was slightly chubby, and he had a warm smile on his face. Little June, these 4 forces, the matter of the 2 insightful Void Tier 6 experts. An emperor looked at the Blood Emperor and frowned as he asked. Father, I've already heard about the matters of those 4 forces, and I have a matter that needs our attention. The Blood Emperor said to the emperor, his eyes flickering as he looked at the slightly plump old man. All emperors, this old man, Qian from the world's 3rd trading company, has come to tell you a piece of news. The old man stood up with a smile. World's 3rd trading company. The emperors were slightly surprised as they said with a smile. Elder Qian, speak. You should also know that we have been in contact with the 3rd trading company in the world. The Demon Beast clan wants us to help them pass on the message. Their Demon Beast clan is willing to temporarily stop any battles with humans and invite everyone to participate in the Demon Beast dynasty's founding ceremony. Elder Qian said slowly. Oh, what? The emperors were slightly surprised. They frowned and immediately asked, what's the situation on the Demon Beast side now? Which Demon Beast clan has reached the peak? Blood Savage Demonic Beast. Now the Blood Savage Demonic Beast has 3 demonic beasts at the 6th level of the Profound Void tier. They have defeated the other 2 top-tier demonic beast races. The Emperor of Demonic Beasts is in their race. Elder Qian said to them, Blood Savage Demonic Beast? It's actually them who has ascended the throne. The situation is not optimistic. Are they going to make peace with us humans? The emperors frowned, their expressions changing. Chapter 1439. The Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts had always been bloodthirsty and were mortal enemies with the humans. Now that the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts had ascended to the throne, this was definitely not good news for the humans. Even if the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts wanted to stop the war with the humans, they still couldn't believe it. After all, the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts were such a cruel race. Their words couldn't be trusted. Did the Blood Barbaric Demon Beasts know that we humans are trying to stop them from establishing the Demon Beast Empire? So they decided to stop the war. An emperor frowned and asked, Yes, but not all of them are related. Ever since we opened up the trade with the Demon Beast race, the Demon Beast race knows the benefits of interacting with humans. Moreover, the 3rd trading company, the Life and Death Pill Workshop, and the Holy Item Forging Workshop are the witnesses to this truce. They don't dare to violate the agreement. Elder Qian shook his head and said to them, Oh, the Life and Death Pill Workshop? The Holy Item Forging Workshop? The emperors looked at the other 2 elders. Emperors, if the Demon Beast clan establishes an imperial dynasty and has good relations with humans, we can do business with the Demon Beast clan. We naturally look forward to your peace. The 2 elders said indifferently, If the Demonic Beast clan establishes an empire, it might not be long before their strength completely surpasses ours. One of the lords glanced at the Blood Emperor and said in deep thought, There's a very high possibility that once the empire is established, the demonic beast empire will be much stronger than us. The Blood Emperor also frowned. Originally, I wouldn't have agreed, but the appearance of the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Heavenly Sword Sect, and the two rank 6 experts of the Profound Void Realm. As he spoke, he looked at the few emperors. If we continue to make enemies with the Demon Beast clan, our Blood Flow dynasty will suffer great losses. But if we make peace with them, then we will still be the rulers of the Flowing Sea region. Our Blood Flow dynasty controls the humans in the Flowing Sea region, and the Demon Beast dynasty controls the Demon Beasts in the Flowing Sea region. As the Blood Emperor spoke, a cold expression slowly appeared in his eyes. Little June, what do you mean? The few emperors raised their brows slightly, their eyes flickering. What I mean is, anyone who dares to offend our Blood Flow empire will die, even if the other party has a level 6 Profound Void martial artist. As the Blood Emperor spoke, his face revealed an icy cold smile. The few emperors slowly stood up and looked at each other. As long as the Demon Beast Empire doesn't interfere with our human affairs, then we won't stop them from establishing the empire. The few emperors nodded. The establishment of the Demon Beast Empire would definitely have a great impact on the human race in the future. Take the Blood Savage Demon Beast as an example. After they became the emperor of the Demon Beasts, there was a high possibility that they would secretly devour human blood in the future. However, this didn't matter. As long as it didn't affect the overall situation of the Blood Flow Empire, it was fine. Secondly, there was the guarantee from the world's third trading company, the Life and Death Pill Workshop, and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, that they didn't have to worry about the Demon Beast Empire suddenly breaking the treaty. Then right now, our first priority is... When Crown Prince Tang Shuwen heard his father and the other emperor's decision, his eyes revealed an excited expression. He had vaguely guessed what would happen next. Anyone who dares to challenge our Blood Flow empire will die. The Blood Emperor stood there with a cold smile on his face. Haha, good. Then the Dragon Phoenix Empire will ask everyone from the Blood Flow Empire to help solve it. The two elders from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop laughed loudly and said, Don't worry, even if you don't say it, we'll destroy them this time. The Blood Emperor's face revealed a cold expression. Since that's the case, let's make a move immediately. These past few days, all the dynasties and sects in the Luhai region really thought that we were afraid of them. Even the citizens of our imperial city thought that we had to lower our heads to them. Hee. One of the emperors said with a face full of killing intent. Haha, it's been a long time since any faction dared to provoke our Blood Flow empire. This time, we'll let all the factions in the Flowing Sea region see the consequences of offending us. It's been a long time since we've made a move. Today is a good time to move. The other emperor laughed loudly. With a wave of his hand, a large saber appeared in his hand. For level 6 Insightful Void martial artists against 2 level 6 Insightful Void martial artists, they were confident that they could keep their opponents here. They were also confident that the upcoming battle would not affect the Imperial City. As the Emperor of the Blood Flow Empire, they had this confidence. Gather all the Insightful Void martial artists in our Blood Flow Imperial City, and gather all the forces of the subordinate dynasties. The Blood Emperor immediately gave the order. It's father. Crown Prince Tang Shuwen replied loudly with excitement. A ferocious expression appeared on his face. He had never thought that he would be able to see that the kid's body had been damaged in the Blood Flow Imperial City so quickly. The night in the Blood Flow Imperial City was even livelier than during the day. Especially around the Imperial Palace, in the center, there was not much space between the entire street and the day. The night pearls were inlaid on both sides of the door, looking exceptionally beautiful. The Blood Emperor's order. The Blood Emperor has arrived. He wants all of us to go to the palace. What's going on? Is it because of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and the Heaven Sword sect? Is it because they want to make a new plan? When the subordinate forces received the Blood Emperor's order from the Blood Flow dynasty, they were all astonished. However, they were not the Dragon Phoenix Empire's Sky Sword sect. They did not dare to resist the Blood Flow Empire's order at all. The subordinate forces immediately rushed toward the imperial palace. When they arrived at the imperial palace, all the subordinate forces had shocked expressions on their faces as they stood in front of a hall. The burly Blood Emperor wore blood-red armor that covered his entire body. He was riding a dragon horse at the 4th level of the Profound Void tier. The dragon horse was covered in scales of sword shadows. Its tail was 5 to 6 meters long. It had a huge mouth full of densely packed sharp teeth. And behind the Blood Emperor, there were 2 more. No, they were emperors who were also wearing blood-red clothes. They were also riding on dragon horses of various kinds, their faces filled with killing intent. They were all dressed in military uniforms and riding dragon horses. What was going on? Especially behind the Blood Emperor and the Emperor, the Crown Prince, and over 100 insightful Void tier experts of the Blood Flow Empire were all standing behind them fully armed. This formation caused the people from the subordinate forces to be filled with shock. Everyone follow behind and listen to the orders. Kill those who seek death. The Blood Emperor looked at the 156 insightful Void martial artists from the 20-plus forces and ordered coldly. Yes, it's the Blood Emperor. Everyone was slightly shocked and quickly stood on both sides. Let's go. The Blood Emperor stood in the center and shouted coldly. Roar! The dragon horse roared and dashed out of the dragon palace. The experts of the affiliated forces were all shocked. They were going to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Heavenly Sword sect, the Light Dragon dynasty, and the Bloodstream sect. Chapter 1440. The incomparably prosperous imperial city of Bloodshed had undergone 7,000 to 8,000 years of history. The power of the dynasty had caused this imperial city to not have experienced war for thousands of years. Powerful, harmonious. When it was past 7 o'clock in the evening, the sun had already set, and the entire imperial city entered a lively night. In the huge square in front of the imperial palace, many citizens of the imperial city of Bloodshed were here to rest and have fun. It was a beautiful scene. Pa pa pa. At this moment, muffled and loud sounds suddenly came from within the imperial palace, causing everyone to be slightly stunned. Boom boom boom. When the main gate of the imperial palace opened, everyone's faces were filled with shock as they looked at the group of people walking out. The Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors were riding side by side on their dragon horses. They were all dressed in military attire as they rode towards the outside. Behind them, there were many insightful Emptiness Realm experts. These experts were all familiar to the surrounding citizens. Other than the insightful Emptiness Realm experts from the Blood Flow Empire, there were also a group of kings and sect masters from the affiliated forces. At the very back, there were over 1,000 blood-armored guards wearing blood-red armor that covered their entire bodies. That's our emperor, the Blood Emperor. The few beside him are the great emperors. The former emperor. Oh my god. What are the Blood Emperor and the others trying to do? 3 emperors? Don't we only have 2 in the Blood Flow Empire? Why is there another one? Is it the level 6 insightful Void martial artist who has been hiding all this time? Oh my god, they are all dressed in military uniforms. Look, the Blood Emperor and the Emperor are all dressed in military uniforms. They are going on a war. What are they doing leading so many experts? Did something happen to the demonic beast clan? The Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors are all on the move. Has a war broken out? Everyone in the front of the palace widened their eyes and discussed in shock when they saw the Blood Emperor and the others coming out of the palace in military attire. Blood Emperor, according to the information we received, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Bloodstream sect, and the Light Dragon dynasty are all at the Sky Sword sect. An elder reported to the Blood Emperor at the front. Lead the way. There was no expression on the Blood Emperor's face. Yes. The elder nodded and respectfully led them to the right. Oh, it's in that direction. The Blood Emperor and the others are not leaving the city. What is this? When everyone saw the Blood Emperor and the others heading to the right, they were slightly stunned. On the right, That was obviously not the direction to leave the city. That direction I remember now. The Heavenly Sword sect, Dragon Phoenix dynasty, and the others seem to be heading in that direction. The Blood Emperor is going to destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and the others. A citizen suddenly exclaimed with his eyes wide open. Destroy the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Heavenly Sword sect, the Light Dragon dynasty, and the Bloodstream sect. Haha, the Blood Emperor is mighty. I knew it. No one dares to be arrogant in our Bloodstream dynasty. As long as he dares to be arrogant, we will destroy him. I thought our dynasty would bow down to them. Now it seems that the Blood Emperor is still domineering. A few days ago, they could only be arrogant when the Blood Emperor was not here. Now that he is here, it is time for them to die. The Blood Emperor is mighty. Our Bloodstream dynasty is the strongest. Excited voices came from the surrounding areas. In the past few days, the things that came out from the Imperial Palace made the people of Blood Flow Empire feel aggrieved. Those four forces actually slapped the faces of their Blood Flow Empire. Now their doomsday had arrived. This caused the people of Blood Flow Empire to take a deep breath. Their eyes shone as they stared at the strongest team of their empire. In the Flowing Sea region, we are the Emperor. No one can offend us. When Crown Prince Tang Shuwen heard the discussions of the people around him, he raised his head slightly. A proud expression appeared on his face. He shouted softly and his voice entered everyone's mind. Haha, it's true. The Blood Emperor and the others are really going to destroy the four forces of the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Sky Sword sect. The eyes of all the surrounding citizens lit up as they hurriedly followed behind. Very soon, the news of the Blood Emperor and the three emperors personally leading a group of insightful Emptiness Realm experts to kill the four forces of the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Sky Sword sect spread throughout the entire imperial city. When the people from the other dynasties and sects received the news, their faces revealed a shocked expression. In their opinion, the Blood Flow Empire would definitely lower their heads and compromise this time. However, they never expected that the Blood Flow Empire would actually go over and destroy them. This was simply too overbearing. They hurriedly walked towards the castle where the Heaven Sword sect was staying. When they arrived, they discovered that there were already tens of thousands of people gathered in front of the temporary castle where the Heaven Sword sect was staying. In front of the castle, the Blood Emperor and three emperors were standing at the front on their dragon horses. They stared at the castle in front of them with cold faces. Three emperors. It turns out that the Blood Flow Empire has been hiding one emperor, and four of them are at level 6 of the See-Through Realm. It's more than enough to fight against the sect master and Wang Xian of the Heaven Sword sect. There's a high chance of killing them. Hiss! Why would the Blood Flow Empire choose to take action at this time? This is too overbearing. Hee, perhaps the Dragon Phoenix Empire and the Heaven Sword sect didn't expect that the Blood Flow Empire would be so domineering. Even if they had two people at level 6 of the See-Through Realm, they would still take action. Some of the experts from the Empire's sects looked from afar. Activate the formation. Don't let any of you go. Everyone around retreat. Don't accidentally injure all of you. The Blood Emperor rode his dragon horse in front of the castle and shouted loudly. His gaze stared at the castle in front of him, and an icy light shot out from his eyes. Dragon Phoenix Empire, Sky Sword sect, Blood Flow sect, and Light Dragon Empire. The people from the four factions, come out and accept your death. Come out and face your death. The cold voice covered the entire castle. All the people of Bloodstream Empire retreated, staring at the castle. It's over, it's over. I didn't expect Bloodstream Empire to destroy us. I didn't expect them to have 3 6th level Profound Void martial experts. How could it be? Why would they attack us at this time? At this moment, in the castle of the Heavenly Sword sect, Hierarch Yi's forehead was covered in cold sweat. He stood there and said with a pale face. Before the Blood Emperor's voice could be heard, they had already learned of this matter. Unfortunately, it was already too late for them to escape. Even as a top sect in the Luhai region, facing such a situation made him feel a little flustered. the Blood Emperor of the Blood Flow Empire, and the three emperors, who were dressed in military attire, had charged over directly. This was something that they had never expected. At the side, the king of the Guanglong Kingdom was also extremely embarrassed. Even his arms were trembling. His gaze was fixed on the sect leader of the Spirit Sword sect, and Wang Xian, waiting for them to speak. Get out. I want to see if they dare to fight in the Blood Flow Imperial City. Wang Xian's eyes sparkled. He was very surprised that the Blood Emperor of the Blood Flow Empire had brought 3 emperors and a group of powerhouses to kill them. However, he was not afraid. Chapter 1441. Come out and accept your death. Crown Prince Tang Shuwen stared at the castle and shouted loudly again. Accept your death. You people from the Sky Sword sect, the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, the Light Dragon dynasty, and the Bloodstream sect, come out and accept your death. Haha, how dare you be so arrogant in our Bloodstream empire? Crawl out and accept your death. A bunch of trash, get out and kneel down and accept your death. As soon as the Crown Prince finished his words, the surrounding citizens shouted loudly towards the castle. In an instant, the sounds of mockery and abuse resounded in the surrounding sky. Everyone from the Blood Flow Empire. At least we are guests. I wonder what you are doing? At this moment, Wang Xian, Feng Wan, Sect Master Ling, and the rest slowly walked out from the position of the castle. Wang Xian glanced at the Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors at the front. Then, he looked at the people around him and asked indifferently. When the leader of the Bloodstream sect and the king of the Kingdom of Light saw the experts around them, their expressions changed slightly. Their eyes were filled with fear. What are you doing? Of course I'm going to kill all of you. The Blood Emperor was riding on his dragon horse. He looked down at Wang Xian in his military uniform and said coldly, to be able to reach the 6th level of the Void Interpretation realm before the age of 30 is truly unparalleled in history. It's a pity that such a heaven's favorite is going to die in our Bloody Flow Imperial City today. An emperor at the side sized up Wang Xian and said slowly, He don't speak too early. It's easy to slap your face. Wang Xian smiled and stared at them with his arms crossed. Ha! When the king of the Kingdom of Light Dragon and Sect Master, he saw how calm Wang Xian was. Their pale faces turned slightly better. They moved closer to Wang Xian. Is that the Supreme Heaven's Pride, the peerless genius at level 6 of the See-Through Void tier? That's him. His name is Wang Xian. He's not even 30 years old today. I have to say his strength is simply heaven-defying. So what if he is heaven-defying? He will not live past today. This is the outcome of provoking our Bloody Flow Empire. I really want to see a Heaven's Pride being killed like this. Haha. Around them, the citizens of the Bloody Flow Empire said mockingly, Today, I will let the world know the outcome of disobeying our Bloody Flow Empire. Our Bloody Flow Empire announces that the Heaven Sword sect, the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Light Dragon Empire, and the Bloody Flow sect will be sentenced to death. After killing all of you, the army of the Bloody Flow Empire will destroy all of your forces. Sitting on the dragon horse, the Blood Emperor announced with a cold expression. Blood Emperor, we are here to discuss the matter with the demonic beasts. The demonic beasts have not been resolved yet, and there is already an internal war? Sect Master Ling's expression changed slightly when he heard the Blood Emperor's words. He stared at them and said, The demonic beasts matter will be resolved by the Blood Flow Empire. However, if you dare to disobey us, you will die. The Blood Emperor looked at sect leader Ling and did not give him any explanation. He slowly raised the blood-red spear in his hand. What will happen to those who disobey our Blood Flow Empire? The Blood Emperor raised the spear and roared loudly. Die! An ice-cold shout sounded from behind him. It was the voice of the insightful Emptiness Realm experts filled with killing intent. As the voice sounded, the surrounding air seemed to freeze. Blood Emperor's domineering aura. Die! Die! Those who offend our Blood Flow Empire will be killed no matter how far they are. Die! When the surrounding people of the Blood Flow Empire saw the Blood Emperor's domineering judgment, their faces were filled with excitement as they shouted loudly from the side. Clang! Sect leader Ling's expression changed slightly. A golden longsword directly appeared in his hand as he stared solemnly at the Blood Emperor. If you fight in your blood flow Imperial City, your entire Imperial City will turn into nothingness. Hee, do you think that we are not prepared? I don't like to talk too much with a person who is about to die, even if you are experts of the 6th level of the Profound Void tier. Remember, don't provoke our blood flow Imperial City in your next life. Wang. As the Blood Emperor spoke, he directly rose into the air, floating in the air for 100 meters. Formation rise. An emperor lightly shouted. Buzz buzz buzz. A slight trembling sound was heard. A water blue formation covered an area of more than 1,000 meters around the castle. The formation of the 7th level of the Void Interpretation stage was originally prepared to deal with the demonic beasts. Congratulations, you guys have used it on yourselves. The Blood Emperor said to Wang Xian, and the rest with a smile on his face. This formation was bought by him through the relationship between the Life and Death Elixir Workshop and the Saint Item Forging Workshop. It was originally used to defend against the Demon Beast clan, but now it was put to good use. What? A level 7 Insightful Void Array formation? You actually obtained a level 7 Insightful Void Array formation. The Light Dragon King's expression changed greatly. His gaze swept across the surrounding water blue rain shield, and his expression was extremely unsightly. Boom! A black skull scepter appeared in Sect Master Yi's hand from a position to the side, and he directly attacked towards the sky. However, his attack didn't even cause a ripple when it landed on the array. Don't waste your time. Today, I want everyone to see what will happen to the enemies of the Blood Flow Empire. The Blood Emperor had a mocking expression on his face as he slowly moved forward. The array enveloped Wang Xian and the rest. Similarly, the Blood Emperor, 3 emperors, and nearly 300 insightful Emptiness Realm powerhouses were also inside the array. This force could easily destroy sect leader Wang Xian and the 50 to 60 insightful void martial artists of Feng Yuan. Seeing the Blood Emperor move, more than 300 insightful void martial artists immediately took out their weapons. In this slightly crowded area, it was difficult for Wang Xian and the rest to resist. Kill them and tear them into pieces. Crown Prince Tang Xuewen roared. Boom, boom, boom. Waves of energy instantly erupted within the formation. The Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors moved the weapons in their hands. The battle was about to start. At this moment, even sect leader Ling's expression was extremely ugly when facing the experts from the Blood Flow Empire. It was a disaster. The Blood Flow Empire is invincible. Kill them. Around them, the people from the Blood Flow Empire roared with excitement. TSK, don't be so excited. Wang Xian looked at the people of Blood Flow Empire, who were about to make a move, as well as sect leader Ling, and the others who were nervous. He smiled faintly and swept his gaze across the Blood Emperor and the 3 Blood Emperors. Blood Emperor, do you think I'm not prepared? He said in a relaxed manner. The Blood Emperor frowned slightly when he saw how calm Wang Xian was. Haha, ready. Wang Xian, Supreme Heaven's Pride expert, don't worry. I have made preparations for you too. After you die, I will hang your head on the Heaven's Pride stage of the demi-human cemetery. Haha. In front of the group of insightful void martial artists, Crown Prince Tang Xuewen roared with laughter. Your Highness Crown Prince, let us kick his head like a rubber ball. A young man in the surroundings shouted with laughter. I permit you to provoke our Blood Flow Empire. I don't care if you are a peerless heaven's favorite, or a monster from ancient times. All of you must die. Tang Xuewen shouted loudly. When Wang Xian heard their words, his expression turned cold. Kill. I want to see if you can kill us, or if we can kill all of you in the Blood Flow Imperial City first. He roared and gave an order. Arrogant. Your dog head will be on my feet later. Outside, when the young man who shouted saw Wang Xian giving the order to fight against the Blood Emperor and the other powerhouses of the Blood Flow Empire, a look of disdain appeared on the young man's face. However, before he could finish his sentence, He seemed to have seen his own body. A body that was separated from his head. His eyes widened in disbelief. Even before he died, he still did not understand why he had been killed. Ah! What followed was a scream that he would never be able to hear. The scream came from around him. Ao yelled at a group of strange demons and moved. Chapter 1442. Ah! When the experts of the Blood Flow Empire were about to make a move inside the array formation, screams and endless screams came from the surrounding areas. The screams that suddenly rang out stunned the Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors inside the array formation. What's going on? Who did it? Who did it? Thousands of people died. Oh my God, I don't see anyone who did it. Don't kill me, don't kill me. In just 2 seconds, the streets of the Bloody Dynasty became chaotic. The tens of thousands of people who gathered around were terrified by the scene. Thousands of people fell to the ground. They widened their eyes and didn't know how they died. Even the surrounding people did not see how these people were killed. The sudden death of 1,000 people caused everyone's faces to reveal terror. What? The Blood Emperor was instantly stunned, his eyes shooting out terrifying rays of light. All the surrounding experts of the Blood Flow Empire also frowned, their faces full of shock as they looked outside the array formation. All 4 factions are under our surveillance. Don't tell me they have helpers? Crown Prince Tang Shuwen stared at the spot on the left with a gloomy face. His gaze swept across the thousands of citizens of the Blood Flow Empire, who were lying on the ground. The expressions of the other factions from the other empires around them changed slightly as well. They took a deep breath. These 4 factions were going to completely go against the Dragon and Phoenix Empire. Blood Emperor, this is only the beginning. Wang Xian's gaze swept outside as a faint smile appeared on his face. Buzz! Just as he finished his sentence, a special fog shrouded the area below. What is this? What is that fog? Damn it, let's find the enemy. When a stream of fog enveloped the group of people, their faces revealed a look of fear as they shouted loudly. Ah! However, they were only given 1 second. Before anyone had the time to dodge, the fog enveloped the group of people. The moment the fog descended, death was approaching. The group of people who were shouting arrogantly that they wanted to kill Wang Xian, and the rest fell to the ground and lost their life force. This time, there were at least 4,000 to 5,000 people. Run, run. When the 4,000 to 5,000 people were killed by the poison, the rest of the people from the Bloodshed Empire panicked and fled into the distance. Boom, boom, boom. However, the moment they fled for their lives, the bright crosses that covered 1,000 meters in the sky attacked the group of people. This was the imperial city of the Blood Flow Empire, and the surroundings of the imperial palace. It was the place with the densest number of people, and when the 7 to 8 bright crosses landed, all of them were instantly killed. The beautiful castle was reduced to rubble under the attack. Destruction. If a bunch of Type 3 and Type 4 void interpretation experts wanted to destroy a city, it would be too easy. If a 6th level void interpretation expert was added, the Blood Flow Imperial City would also be reduced to ruins. Kill them for me, go immediately. The Blood Emperor's expression was slightly malevolent. He did not expect that there were many void interpretation experts hiding around him. Was this Blood Flow Empire's supervisory department a waste? He stared at the people from the other dynasties and sects around him, and ordered loudly. It's the Blood Emperor. We will definitely stop this group of murderers, and protect the safety of the Blood Flow Imperial City. The kings and sect leaders of several dynasties gritted their teeth, as they looked at the Blood Emperor staring at them. Vile spawn of the 4 great factions. You actually dare to kill innocents in the Blood Flow Imperial City. Get out here. A king held a scepter in his hand as he shouted with an icy expression. Since you dare to be a lackey of the Blood Flow Empire, then die. At this moment, a cold voice rang out in the air. Following that, a black and white figure directly attacked the king. A black and white light flashed and instantly penetrated the body of the king. Cough cough, how is this possible? The king, who was dressed in luxurious clothes, widened his eyes as he looked at his chest in disbelief. Your Majesty! Your Majesty! In the surroundings, a few experts of the dynasty looked at their king in shock, looking at the huge hole in his chest. Hiss! Is this the 5th or 6th level of the void interpretation? A shocked shout came out from the mouth of an expert of the dynasty. Why don't we try and find out? In the sky, Ao Yao was enveloped by black and white light. He slowly raised his arms, one half bright and half dark. His left arm was like a scythe, and his right arm was like a dagger. He was like the god of death. The entire shadow was more than 2,000 meters tall, and it was emitting a murderous aura that made people tremble. 6th level of the profound void tier. This aura is definitely of the 6th level of the profound void tier. A king of a dynasty cried out involuntarily. All the people in the surroundings were dumbfounded. If the assassination of the strange demon group had made them feel fear, it had now become despair. Their Blood Emperor and 3 emperors had trapped 2 level 6 insightful Void Realm experts in the formation, but they had not expected that there was another level 6 insightful Void Realm expert outside. There were 3 in total. 3 level 6 insightful Void Realm experts against 4 level 6 insightful Void Realm experts in the Imperial City. Although they were at a disadvantage, it was not impossible for them to fight. Especially now, if the Blood Emperor and the others really attacked. It was completely imaginable that this level 6 insightful Void Realm expert would massacre the entire Bloody Flow Imperial City. With this kind of destructive power, 1/10 of the Imperial City could be destroyed in a minute. Rank 6 insightful Void Martial Artist, and 1 Rank 6 insightful Void Martial Artist. Inside the array formation, the Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors floated in the air with extremely ugly expressions. They looked at Ao Yao in the sky outside, and their bodies trembled slightly. There were 3 of them, and the other side actually had 3 rank 6 insightful Void Martial Artists. Their Blood Flow Empire had 7,000 to 8,000 years of foundation, and they controlled the most enormous resources in the Flowing Sea region. Now they only had 4 level 6 profound Void Martial experts. Yet the other party actually had 3 especially this level 6 profound Void Martial expert outside. If they attacked and killed the 2 profound Void Martial experts inside the array, with their strength, they would have a great confidence. But to kill 2 experts of the same level, they would need at least 10 minutes. Or even more. In this time, the entire Imperial City would be in ruins. Tens of thousands of foundations would be destroyed in an instant. They could not bear such a loss. I didn't expect the Dragon Phoenix dynasty to hide a level 6 insightful Emptiness Realm expert. My god, their strength. The king of the Light Dragon Kingdom and Hierarch revealed excited expressions when they saw Ao Yao suddenly appear. A feeling of having survived a calamity surged into their hearts. Blood Emperor, open the formation. We can't play with you anymore. Haha. Wang Xian looked at the Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors in the sky and laughed out loud. His face was filled with mockery. Chapter 1443. You. Upon hearing Wang Xian's teasing words, Crown Prince Tang Shuwen pointed at him with a sullen face. He was extremely furious. The Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors stared at Wang Xian with gloomy expressions. Their breathing was a little hurried. It was a blatant taunt and a blatant provocation. This was the first time someone dared to taunt them like this in the Flowing Sea region. However, they had no other way. Hiss this. In the surrounding area, the people who had arrogantly shouted that they wanted to destroy the Dragon Phoenix Empire's Sky Sword sect and the others. The people who had arrogantly shouted that those who dared to offend my Blood Flow Empire would die were now filled with fear. They looked at the shadow floating in the sky, the energy behind it that was more than 2,000 meters tall. It was as if there was a sharp dagger placed in front of his neck, ready to deal a fatal blow to them at any moment. They were afraid. They would never have imagined this scene. The dynasty that they thought was invincible and tyrannical was actually being mocked by others. I'll give you 10 seconds to open the formation. Otherwise, I'll start killing. As long as I make a move, I'm afraid that the entire bloody flow imperial city won't be enough for me to kill. Ao Yao's extremely cold voice came from the sky. The undisguised threat entered everyone's ears. Gulp. The surrounding citizens, whose faces were filled with fear, hurriedly looked at the Blood Emperor and the other experts within the array. Their eyes were filled with pleading. They didn't want to die. All right. The Blood Emperor held the blood-red spear in his hand tightly. Gritting his teeth, he stared at Ao Yao and growled, "Deactivate the formation." Buzz. At the back, two insightful void stage powerhouses immediately deactivated the formation. "Get out of our bloody flow imperial city." The Blood Emperor suppressed his crazy killing intent and shouted at Wang Xian and the rest. "You guys leave first." Wang Xian smiled and looked at Feng Wuan and the rest. "Xiao Xian, be careful." Feng Wuan looked at him and said with a smile, "Don't worry. The Bloodshed Empire only has 4 6th-level void interpretation. It's impossible to kill us." Wang Xian said confidently to Feng Wuan. Just as he said, even if Wang Xian, Ao Yao, and sect leader Ling couldn't defeat the Bloodshed Empire, they wouldn't be killed. Okay. Feng Wuan nodded and looked at the king of the Kingdom of Light Dragon and sect leader Yi. "Thank you, Lord Wang Xian. The Kingdom of Light Dragon is the closest to here. Let's return to the Kingdom of Light Dragon first." The king of the Kingdom of Light Dragon took a deep breath and bowed to Wang Xian in gratitude. Today, if Wang Xian did not hide a powerhouse at level 6 of the see-through void tier, they would have died without a doubt. Even the entire Guanglong Empire would be destroyed. Compared to Wang Xian killing one of his unfilial sons back then, compared to the favor he owed him this time, it could be completely cancelled out. Wang Xian waved his hand. Feng Wuan and the rest looked at the Blood Emperor and the rest. They walked out with smiles on their faces. The group of them left directly under the gaze of everyone in the imperial city of bloodshed. Wang Xian stood there and watched Feng Wuan and the rest disappear quickly with a smile on his face. "I really don't understand what benefits your Blood Flow Empire will get if they fall out with us." Sect Master Ling looked at the Blood Emperor and the rest and shook his head slowly. "We, the Blood Flow Empire, will remember today's humiliation. We will definitely exterminate all of you in the future." The Blood Emperor swore with an extremely cold expression. "If you don't kill us this time, it will be even harder to kill us in the future." Sect leader Ling's expression turned cold as well. "Remember, your Blood Flow Empire will not be able to control the sky in this flowing sea region in the future. Scram. There will be plenty of time in the future. I will make you regret it." The Blood Emperor raised his long spear and shouted coldly. Sect leader Ling looked at Feng Wuan and the rest who had already disappeared. He exchanged a glance with Wang Xian. "Let's go." Wang Xian looked at Ao Jian and said to him. "Yes." Ao Jian nodded his head. With a move of his body, he disappeared into the void. The energy behind him also disappeared. After exchanging a glance with sect leader Ling, the two of them flew out directly. Little brother Wang Xian, why did you suddenly stop?" When the two of them flew out of the city, sect leader Ling looked at Wang Xian, who had suddenly stopped, and looked at him in puzzlement. "Since they dared to attack us, we naturally have to collect some interest before we return." Wang Xian narrowed his eyes slightly and turned around to look at the glorious city of the Blood Flow Empire. "Ha!" Sect leader Ling revealed an astonished expression. He suddenly sensed the surroundings and his eyes flickered. Damn it! When they saw Wang Xian and the rest leaving, the Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors shook the weapons in their hands with an awkward expression. The 4 of them had dark expressions on their faces as they swept their gaze across the destroyed buildings and the 5,000 to 6,000 people who had died. They took a deep breath. Their bodies moved and flew directly towards the imperial palace. Below them, Crown Prince Tang Xuwen had a dark expression on his face. He turned around and walked towards the imperial palace with a face full of anger. Behind him, the group of insightful void martial artists looked at each other in dismay. No one had expected that the incomparably domineering Blood Flow Empire would actually suffer a huge setback here. No one had expected that the four powers of the Dragon Phoenix Empire's Sky Sword sect would be so terrifying. The situation in the Flowing Sea region would change in the future. The Blood Flow Empire citizens on both sides no longer had the arrogance they had before. They looked at the Crown Prince who walked back to the palace in anger and sighed helplessly. Today the Blood Flow Empire had lost. Dong dong dong. At this moment, the Crown Prince of Bloody Dynasty, who was walking towards the palace, suddenly froze. Following that, the sound of a strange rubber ball hitting the ground could be heard. When some of the people who were watching the Crown Prince saw the scene in front of them, they felt their breathing stop. They widened their eyes and their bodies started to tremble violently. Heads rolled down. "Your Highness the Crown Prince! Your Highness the Crown Prince!" A series of terrified voices suddenly sounded, and even more people scanned their surroundings vigilantly. Dead, Their Highness the Crown Prince had actually been killed directly. Without the slightest sign, no one noticed the assassin. It must be that black and white 6th level void interpretation expert just now. It must be him. One of the kings felt a chill on his back, as if a hand was pressing down on his neck, as he muttered in fear. A rank 5 void interpretation expert had been silently killed. If they had such an enemy, they would not be able to sleep or eat in peace. Boom! Right at this moment, a terrifying voice carrying boundless killing intent flew out from the palace. When he saw his son's corpse in front of the imperial palace, his eyes were blood red. Dragon Phoenix Dynasty, Sky Sword Sect, Light Dragon Dynasty and Bloodstream Sect, just you wait. I, the Blood Emperor, will destroy you. A crazy roar came out of the Blood Emperor's mouth and resounded throughout the entire Bloodstream Imperial City. Everyone was shocked. Chapter 1444. This little brother Wang Xian, what have you done? Sect Master Ling of the Heavenly Sword Sect was stunned when he heard the Blood Emperor's furious voice coming from the imperial city of Blood Flow. Blood Flow Empire is so arrogant. Naturally, we can't just leave like this. Of course, we have to take some interest and kill their crown prince. Wang Xian smiled and said to Sect Leader Ling, "What?" Sect Leader Ling widened his eyes and shook his head slowly. "Thank you, Brother Wang Xian, for today. If it weren't for the presence of a powerhouse at level 6 of the see-through void tier, we would be in trouble. You don't have to be so polite. After all, you guys are now allies with the Dragon and Phoenix Empire." He shook his head. "This time, the four of us have completely offended the Blood Flow Empire. In the future, we will be enemies. We need to talk about the next few things." Sect Leader Ling's eyes flickered as he spoke. The two of them flew towards the Light Dragon Empire. This matter had exceeded the expectations of the four of them. Originally, they only wanted to have a say, and not let others treat them as chess pieces. They did not expect the Blood Flow Empire to directly kill them. Now that they had fallen out with the Blood Flow Empire, they could only form an alliance to the end, and they had to form a deeper alliance. Only then could they deal with the Blood Flow Empire's next revenge. The two quickly flew towards the Light Dragon Empire's location. Halfway there, they met Feng Wan and the others. "Lord Wang, Sect Leader Ling is here. This time, we have to discuss how to deal with the Blood Flow Empire." Sect Leader Yi and the King of the Radiant Dragon Kingdom said with some bitterness. They didn't expect things to turn out this way. "All right, with the four of us joining forces, we can completely contend with the Blood Flow Empire." Sect Leader Ling nodded. After arriving at the Radiant Dragon Empire, Feng Wan and Sect Leader Yi, the King of the Radiant Dragon Kingdom, discussed the matter of forming an alliance. Wang Xian did not participate. He found Long Xiaotian and strolled around the Light Dragon King city together. 2 days later, news that shook the entire Luhai region spread out. The Dragon Phoenix Dynasty, Heaven Sword Sect, Bloodstream Sect, and Light Dragon Dynasty formed the Luhuang Alliance. It was an alliance formed by 4 top forces. Furthermore, there were more than 10 forces that joined the Luhuang Alliance. These dozen or so forces were all affiliated forces of the Light Dragon Dynasty, the Sky Sword Sect, and the Bloodstream Sect. As top-tier forces in the past, They also had affiliated forces. Although there weren't many, there were more than a dozen of them in total. And they weren't weak either. The moment this news was released, it shook the entire Luhai region. This was a colossus that might be comparable to the Bloodstream Empire. However, 3 days later, another piece of news that shook the entire Luhai region came. The Demon Beast clan had already decided to establish the Demon Beast Empire. Furthermore, the Demon Beast clan had decided to sign a peace treaty with humans to live and develop together. In a week's time, the Demon Beast Empire establishment ceremony would be held. At that time, all the factions in the Luhai region would be invited to attend the ceremony. When this news came out, it shocked everyone even more. The appearance of this news also made all the factions think about why the Bloodflow Empire dared to directly go against the Dragon Phoenix Empire's Sky Sword sect 3 days ago. It was probably because they had already obtained the Demon Beast tribe and wanted to sign a peace treaty with the humans. Otherwise, they wouldn't have directly started an internal conflict during this period of time. The establishment of the Demon Beast Empire, the establishment of the Flowing Emperor Alliance, and the former Flowing Sea region's Emperor's Blood Flow region. In an instant, the entire Flowing Sea region was divided into 3 top-tier powers. From then on, 3 powers stood together. The strength of the Demon Beast Imperial clan might be the strongest, followed by the Flowing Blood Empire. However, the Flowing Emperor Alliance couldn't be underestimated. 3 days ago, the level 6 insightful Void Realm expert who was emitting black and white energy, and hadn't shown himself, had easily killed the Crown Prince in front of the Flowing Blood Palace. This assassination technique made everyone extremely fearful. Even the Bloodflow Empire was extremely fearful when faced with an expert who was hidden in the void and ready to launch a fatal attack at any time. In the following Flowing Sea region, it might create a 3-legged situation. The kings and sect masters of some dynasties muttered. It might be chaos or peace, but it was hard to say. Chief executives, how is the situation with the Demon Beast clan? At this moment, in the Imperial Palace of the Bloodshed Empire. Ever since the incident 3 days ago, the entire Bloodshed Imperial City had been on high alert. But even so, everyone was on tenterhooks. In a side room in the main hall of the Imperial Palace, the Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors were sitting inside. When they saw the 3 old men walking in, they immediately stood up. They looked over with somewhat embarrassed expressions. Haha, everyone, the Demon Beast clan has been settled. In a week's time at the Demon Beast Dynasty's grand ceremony, they will sign a peace treaty with the Bloodflow Dynasty. In the future, there will definitely not be a war between the 2 sides. The old man from the Life and Death Pill Workshop said with a face full of laughter. Then on the side of the Flowing Emperor Alliance, an emperor hurriedly asked with a frown. They signed a peace treaty with you, but it doesn't include the other party. When the time comes, the old man of the Holy Item Forging Workshop stroked his beard and smiled with his eyes slightly narrowed. They are willing to take action. A bright light appeared in the Blood Emperor's eyes. We paid a price, so of course they are willing. The 2 old men of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop smiled and nodded. They glanced at them and said, "This time, there should be no mistakes." No mistakes. As long as they dare to make a move, there will be no mistakes. When the time comes, all the treasures of the so-called Luhuang Alliance will be 80% yours and 20% ours. The Blood Emperor gritted his teeth and said firmly. All right. The 3 elders laughed out loud. 7 days later, the so-called Luhuang Alliance would become a joke and a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. Wang Xian Ling Xiaoyan. And that powerhouse at level 6 of the Void Interpretation stage, just you wait. The Blood Emperor and the 3 emperors looked at each other. Their eyes were filled with endless coldness. When they learned that the Flowing Emperor Alliance had been established, they wanted nothing more than to destroy it. However, when they thought of that terrifying assassin powerhouse, they held it in. Once they made a move, that assassin powerhouse would cause the entire Flowing Emperor dynasty to fall into panic. Before they had absolute power, they couldn't make a move. However, it was extremely difficult to have absolute power. There was only one way. Unite with the Demon Beast clan. Blood Flow Emperor Alliance. I want to use the blood of billions of you to pay tribute to my son. I want to throw all of your flesh and blood to those beasts of the Demon Beast clan. I want you to be crushed to pieces. 7 days later, I'll see you in the human demon graveyard. There can only be one emperor in the Flowing Sea region. The Blood Emperor stood there and laughed sinisterly. He waved his arm, and cups of immortal nectar flew directly into everyone's hands. Haha! The 7 people raised their wine cups and laughed loudly. Chapter 1445. News from the Demon Beast clan. 7 days later, they invited all the forces in the Luhai region to attend the ceremony in the human demon graveyard. They want to live in peace with US humans. What should we do? In the Flaming Sun city of the Dragon Phoenix dynasty, this place had become the temporary base of the Luhuang Alliance. This was the center of the Luhuang Alliance's forces. In a circular hall, Feng Wuan, Sect Leader Ling, Sect Leader Yi, and the King of the Light Dragon Kingdom sat at a round table. Around them, there were more than 10 middle-aged and old men surrounding them. As the King of the Light Dragon Kingdom spoke, his gaze swept over Sect Leader Ling and Feng Wuan. Although the current Flowing Emperor Alliance was dominated by the 4 of them, the true core still depended on the Dragon Phoenix dynasty and the Sky Sword sect. The Demon Beast clan is holding a ceremony to establish the Demon Beast dynasty in the human demon graveyard. Of course, we have to go there. According to the information I got, once the Demon Beast dynasty is established, they will have 2,000 to 3,000 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. The level 6 insightful Emptiness Realm experts far surpass us, and the Bloody Flow dynasty. They will become the most powerful force in the Luhai area. Moreover, the Demon Beast clan has signed a peace treaty with US humans. We have to participate in this. Feng Wuan sat there and said slowly with a twinkle in her eyes. Okay. Sect Leader Ling nodded slowly from the side. Dragon and Phoenix Queen, how many people do we have to send over? We are so nervous with the Blood Flow Empire now. A king of the empire looked at Feng Wuan and asked. I'll call Wang Xian and ask him to make preparations. If we send half of our forces, we don't have to worry about the Bloodshed Empire. During this period, the Bloodshed Empire will not start a dispute with us. In fact, for the next few years or even longer, they will not attack us unless they are absolutely confident. So you don't have to worry, and you don't have to be afraid of the Bloodshed Empire. Feng Wuan's gaze swept across the members of the Flowing Emperor Alliance, as she said calmly. What the Dragon and Phoenix Queen said makes sense. No matter what, they absolutely won't make a move unless they have absolute confidence. With that lord around, they won't dare to make any sneak attacks. Sect Leader Ling and the others slowly nodded their heads. In a short span of 3 days, Feng Wuan was basically the main focus of all their matters. Sect Leader Ling was very strong, but he was not able to control the overall situation. This was a matter of strategy and vision. Feng Wuan was able to solve everything quickly and give the best answer. They even felt that they were standing beside the Dragon and Phoenix Queen and had the illusion of obeying the monarch's orders. After a few times, the others basically did not express their opinions. After Feng Wuan said it, they pondered for a while and could not find any problems. Basically, they followed this plan. Another reason was that they also knew that the monstrous heaven's favorite, Wang Xian, and another level 6 see-through void martial artist, who had been hiding all this while, did not belong to the Luhuang Alliance and had their own forces. However, the Queen of Dragons and Phoenixes was able to get Wang Xian to make a move. With their powerful strength and unparalleled control, they were led by Feng Wuan. Everyone get ready. We will set off in 3 days. Yes. As Feng Wuan spoke, everyone replied. We will go together. When Feng Wuan came to tell Wang Xian about this matter, he was looking at the information in the communication stone plate, and said with a smile on his face. Yes, the establishment of the Demon Beast Empire. I wonder what kind of structure it is. Is it a three-way tripod or? Feng Wuhan sat opposite Wang Xian and looked at him. You will know when the time comes. Wang Xian smiled and placed the communication stone plate into his interspatial ring. A mysterious smile appeared on his face. Is there any good news? Feng Wuhan looked at him and recalled some information that Wang Xian had revealed in the past. She asked curiously, There isn't any good news yet. Wang Xian shook his head and didn't say anything else. Instead, he leisurely poured a cup of water. He placed the dried tea leaves into the water. The tea leaves immediately spread out as though they had just been picked. The green tea leaves emitted the fragrance of the tea. Just like his original plan, it would be time for him to reap the rewards very soon. When that time came, the entire Luhai region would be his world. He smiled and took a sip of the tea gently. Feng Wuhan rolled her eyes at Wang Xian when she saw that he didn't say anything. After a brief exchange with him, she left to settle some matters. Recently, regardless of whether it was the Lu Huang Alliance or the Heaven's Pride competition in the Dragon and Phoenix Empire, she had been very busy. She wasn't as carefree as Wang Xian. 3 days passed very quickly. In the early morning, more than 500 insightful void martial artists from the dozen factions of the Lu Huang Alliance gathered outside Flaming Sun City. Apart from insightful emptiness realm experts, there were also about 2,000 half-step insightful emptiness realm experts. This was half of the Flowing Emperor Alliance's strength. Set off. Feng Wuhan glanced at everyone and ordered with a smile on her face. Let's go to the human-monster graveyard. A king shouted softly, and the group flew into the sky, heading toward the human-monster graveyard. Flaming Sun City was only a few 100,000 kilometers away from the human-monster graveyard. With their speed, they would be able to arrive within 3 days. This speed was not slow. Even if they circled around the Earth, it would only be 40,000 kilometers long. More than a year ago, this was the place where Lord Wang Xian was famous. The nameless sword demon shook the cemetery of the humans and demons. One of the kings from the Lu Huang Alliance looked at Wang Xian and said with a smile, That's right. Nowadays, the reputation of the nameless sword demon is still spreading in the cemetery of the humans and demons. Even the demonic beasts have to be respectful when they meet Lord Wang Xian. Voices of conversation could be heard. Wang Xian smiled from the front and looked ahead. After 3 days, they had entered the territory of the demi-human cemetery. The group of people was majestic. There were more than 500 insightful emptiness realm experts. This formation caused a huge commotion when they entered the demi-human cemetery. People from the Lu Huang Alliance have arrived. As expected of one of the 3 major factions in the Flowing Sea region, over 500 insightful void realm experts have arrived. Nameless Sword Demon has also arrived. Who would have thought that he, who isn't even 30 years old, would have the strength of a level 6 insightful void realm expert? A top-tier expert from one of the 3 major factions? When they arrived at the human gathering place in the human demon graveyard, the humans there looked over at them with astonished expressions. This was a power that could fight against the Blood Flow Empire. Look to the right. That's the Blood Emperor flag. The experts from the Blood Flow Empire have arrived. At this moment, exclamations sounded from below. Everyone looked to the right and saw the experts from the Blood Flow Empire flying over. The 2 forces had arrived. Chapter 1446. 1446 Demon Beast Dynasty's Grand Ceremony. A blood-red flag that was more than 10 meters long was floating in the sky. At the very front, the Blood Emperor and 3 emperors were riding on dragon horses, flying in this direction with a dignified look on their faces. Behind them, there were 600 to 700 insightful void realm experts following them. And behind these 600 to 700 insightful void realm experts, there were battle teams wearing different armors. Uniform blood-red armor, uniform black armor. Some rode on uniform fierce beasts, emitting a powerful murderous aura. This was the Blood Flow Empire's famous battle division, and also the Blood Flow Empire's 7,000 to 8,000 years of foundation. Each battle division possessed terrifying strength. Under the leadership of an insightful void martial artist, they could easily break through one city after another. In terms of overall strength, the Blood Flow Empire is still slightly stronger than the Flowing Emperor Alliance. That's only natural. After all, they are the overlords of the human race in the Flowing Sea region, the only emperor in the past. When some people saw the Blood Flow Empire's formation, their faces revealed expressions of astonishment. It's the Blood Flow Empire. The members of the Flowing Emperor Alliance also saw the Blood Flow Empire on the right. Sect leader Ling slightly narrowed his eyes and swept his gaze over. A faction formed by a bunch of dead fish and rotten prawns will be destroyed soon. The people from the Flowing Blood Empire also saw Wang Xian, Feng Wuan and the rest. An emperor's eyes flashed with killing intent as he shouted coldly. However, all of you have to admit that we as a faction can fight against you. We will make it so that you won't be able to sleep well. When Chi Fi heard the words of the emperor, his face turned cold as he replied directly. Before long, I will kill all of you. I will make your alliance turn into a river of blood and a mountain of corpses. The Blood Emperor's eyes were filled with a crazed killing intent. He stared at Wang Xian and spoke in a cold tone. You have a glib tongue. We shall see step by step. When Feng Wuan heard that the Blood Emperor wanted to destroy their factions and all their citizens, her face turned cold as she spoke. After she finished speaking, she did not pay any more attention and flew towards the island of the Light Dragon Dynasty in the demi-human graveyard. This step will be very fast. The Blood Emperor smiled malevolently and flew towards the direction of the Blood Flow Empire. Hiss, they are competing against each other. The two factions have already reached the point where they cannot tolerate each other. One day they will erupt. A war is inevitable, but from what I see, it will take at least a few decades or even a few hundred years. Do you think we should join one of the factions now? In the future, the Flowing Sea region will definitely be controlled by these two factions. The other factions will only be able to survive in the cracks. Some of the dynasty sects that had rushed over saw this scene and discussed in low voices. Currently, the humans in the Flowing Sea region and nearly 20 dynasties and sects were neutral. They didn't join the Flowing Emperor Alliance, nor did they belong to the Blood Flow Empire. Some looked at the situation of the two factions, while others wanted to maintain the center and not participate in their battle. Some were just waiting for the situation to change. After tomorrow, in the entire Flowing Sea region, the humans will only have the Blood Flow Empire. When the Blood Emperor heard some discussions, he swept his gaze down and revealed a smile. Perhaps this time, it wasn't a bad thing for the Blood Flow Empire. Your Majesty, at the Heaven's Pride stage in the demi-human graveyard, the monster race has already set up the venue. One afternoon, the monster race empire will be established and the ceremony will be held. At that time, the monster race will say that their king of the monster race will board the throne and become the first king of the monster race in the Flowing Sea region. At the same time, they will sign a peace treaty with the human race. The demon beasts have found the world's third trading company, the Life and Death Pill Workshop, and the Holy Item Forging Workshop to testify. When Wang Xian, Feng Wuan, and the rest arrived at the island of the Guanglong Empire, an elder walked over and reported the information here. Are all the factions in the Luhai region here? The king of the Guanglong Empire asked. All of them are here. No faction will miss such a grand event. The old man reported. Yes. The king of the kingdom of Light Dragon nodded. He looked at Wang Xian and the rest and said, Let's rest for a day first. We will head over the day after tomorrow. All right. Everyone nodded and settled down on the island of the kingdom of Light Dragon. As time passed, the human-demon graveyard became more and more lively. In the past 2 days, the number of people in the human-demon graveyard had more than doubled. With the establishment of the Demon Beast Empire and the gathering of all the factions, the originally bustling place became even more bustling. In every restaurant and tea house, There were discussions about the establishment of the Demon Beast Empire, the Blood Flow Empire, and the Flowing Emperor Alliance. This made many people certain that after this, the situation of the three factions could be completely formed. Many people analyzed the strength of the three factions, their future possibilities, and so on. We, the Demon Beast Empire, have established and invited the human race to participate in the Grand Hall. We, the Demon Beast Empire, have established and invited the human race to participate in the Grand Hall. A day later, when the sky lit up, voices suddenly resounded throughout the entire sky. The voices were like thunder, deafening, and came from far, far away. Is it about to begin? The Demon Beast Clan's Level 6 Insightful Void Realm expert personally sent a voice invitation. Go, let's hurry over. This is a historic moment. The Demon Beasts established their dynasty and signed a peace treaty with the humans. Let's hurry over. In the human-demon graveyard, the gazes of the humans turned towards the human-demon graveyard, and they immediately rushed over. The mercenary groups, the forces of the dynasties and sections. Boom. Not long after the sound ended, on the island of the Bloodshed Empire, a group of experts flew towards the Heaven's Pride stage with a terrifying aura. There are so many people. Everyone from the Luhuang Alliance naturally rushed towards the Heaven's Pride stage. Wang Xian looked around and realized that there were at least tens of millions of humans in the sky. What kind of concept was this? All that could be seen at a glance were human heads. Those with poor eyesight could not see the end. Each and every powerful force was exceptionally eye-catching in the crowd. The Luhuang Alliance flew forward quickly. Everyone in the surroundings hurriedly made way for them. When they arrived at the front of the Heaven's Pride stage, they saw a huge empty space beside the Heaven's Pride stage. There was a strange arena placed there. Hundreds of statues of demon beasts were standing in the center. Each of the demon beast statues was 100 meters in size. They were lifelike. The statues formed a circle. In the center of the statue, there was a huge high stage. On the high stage, there was a dragon chair that was 10 meters in size. The dragon chair looked extremely domineering. A huge flag was placed next to the dragon chair. The blood-red demon beast flag was dozens of meters in size. It was floating in the air around 500 meters away. The entire area was covered with blood-red plants. On the right side, there were already hundreds of thousands of demon beasts, and all kinds of demon beast races. They sat on the stone chairs, and there were more than 100 demon beast races. At the front was their king. The founding ceremony of the Demon Beast Empire. The day the Emperor of Demon Beasts was established. Chapter 1447. 1447. You are not qualified to sign it. Welcome, human experts, please take your seats. The ceremony, arranged by the Demon Beast clan, was in a circular shape and was divided into 2 seats. In the front area, there were demon beasts entrenched there. On the opposite side of the demon beasts, there were seats prepared for the humans. There were over 1 million seats. Compared to the humans who had arrived, it was slightly less. However, to the demonic beasts, this seat was enough. Preparing more than 1 million seats was already considered a lot. Not every human had the right to prepare their own seats. The ferocious-looking blood-savage demonic beast swept its gaze across the tens of millions of humans. Its blood-red eyes flickered with a luster as it spoke in a deep voice. Blood Flow Empire. Come and congratulate the demonic beast clan on establishing an empire. At this moment, a group of experts from the Blood Flow Empire flew over from behind. The Blood Emperor, who was in the lead, looked at a few top-tier demon beast clans, cupped his hands, and said with a smile on his face, "Everyone from the Blood Flow Empire, please take a seat." A 6th-level void interpretation demon scale demon beast said in a deep voice. The Blood Emperor laughed valiantly and led his subordinates to sit in the center. The Flowing Emperor Alliance wishes to establish a friendly relationship with the Demon Beast Empire. Feng Wan led a group of experts from the Flowing Emperor Alliance and flew over as she spoke to the Demon Beast race. "Please take a seat." The leader of the bloodthirsty sea monster swept a glance at King Immortal Feng Wuan and the others, and let out a sharp voice. Feng Wuan nodded, and the group of people sat on the seats in front of them. The distance between them and the Flowing Blood Empire was about 500 meters. The Ice Heart Empire congratulates the establishment of the Demon Beast Empire. A king of a dynasty said respectfully to the Demon Beast race, "All humans, sit down according to your strength." However, what made the king feel awkward was that no demon beast answered them alone. A blood-savage demon beast glanced at everyone and said in a deep voice. This made the king feel slightly awkward, and he directly sat down on his seat. The other factions also sat down on their seats. As for the remaining seats, there were some powerful mercenary groups and some well-known experts who sat on their seats. As for those who weren't qualified to sit on their seats, they all quietly floated in the sky and watched. No one had any objections. In an instant, the millions of seats were filled with people. On the opposite side, hundreds of thousands of demon beasts were facing each other from afar. It could be said that all the strongest experts in the entire Flowing Sea region had gathered here. The Life and Death Pill Workshop has arrived. The Holy Item Forging Workshop has arrived. The world's third trading company has arrived. At this moment, 3 teams carrying flags flew over to this side. Everyone, please take your seats. The arrival of the 3 powerful factions caused the demonic beasts to look over. A 6th-level profound void tier blood savage demonic beast politely invited them. It was obvious that their attitudes towards these 3 factions were different. And the seats of these 3 factions were also beside the demonic beast clan. Haha, congratulations, congratulations. The demonic beast clan being able to unify is also the blessing of the entire Flowing Sea region. The elder from the Life and Death Pill Workshop laughed loudly, his voice spreading throughout the entire sky. After thousands of years of war, we also want to stop our dispute with the humans. Today, we invite 3 factions to testify. The expert from the Blood Savage Demon Beast grinned and said in a deep voice, "With us being fair, everyone can rest assured." An elder at the very front of the world's third trading company expressionlessly said in a deep voice, "Yes, yes." Upon hearing the old man's voice, the level 6 demonic beast nodded slightly respectfully. The actions of the demonic beast caused Wang Xian, Feng Wuan, and the others to frown slightly. The attitude of this demonic beast expert toward the old man was a little too good. The bright sun is in the sky. The founding ceremony of the demonic beast empire begins. At this moment, a round void interpretation demonic beast roared, its voice resounding through the heavens and earth. All leaders of the demonic beast race board the natal sculpture. Following that, the demonic beast roared once more. Roar, roar, roar. The leaders of the demonic beast race flew towards the huge sculpture in the center. The 100-meter-tall demonic beast sculpture represented the various demonic beast races. Now every leader of the human demon beast race stood on the demon beast sculpture that belonged to them. The leaders of the Demon Lin Demon Beast, the Blood Barbarian Demon Beast, the Bloodthirsty Sea Demon Beast, the Ghost Monkey Demon Beast, the Sickle-tailed Snake Demon Beast, and so on flew over one by one. The leaders of the 6th and 5th level of the Profound Void martial stage emitted terrifying auras. Of course, there were also some weak demon beast races that hadn't reached the insightful Void realm yet. The leaders of these weak races respectfully lay in front of the 100-meter-tall statue. Around them, tens of millions of people looked at the leaders of the demon beast races in shock. These were all their enemies in the past. We the Demon Lin race. We the Blood Barbaric Demon Beast race. We, the Bloodthirsty Sea Demon Beast clan. When all the demon beast leaders landed on the statue, the demon beast leaders raised their heads and roared. I am 112 demon beast clans. Once again, I announce the establishment of the Demon Beast Empire. The strong are respected, and the weak are ministers. After they finished, the demon beast leaders roared loudly. Their voices spread throughout the entire human demon graveyard. Even the few humans who had not arrived looked over in shock. The humans who had come to watch were also incomparably shocked. Hee. Are the demon-beast races in the flowing sea region much stronger than the humans? The elder sitting in the middle of the third trading company in the world said with a smile. Elder Ren, if the Blood Flow Empire could join forces with the Flowing Emperor Alliance, the gap wouldn't be too big. A middle-aged man beside him said with a smile. Oh, what a pity. As the old man said this, he looked at the Flowing Emperor Alliance and shook his head with a smile. Hee, who asked someone among them to seek death. They offended the two behemoths, life and death and sacred objects. The middle-aged man said with a smile. Boom. I am the leader of the blood-savage beast, announcing the establishment of the Barbarian Empire. I am the #1 emperor of the Barbarian Empire. At this moment, the leader of the group of beasts on the statue, the blood-savage beast, moved and flew to the center of the dragon throne. He stood on it, looking down at everyone around him, and roared loudly. His 10-meter-tall body, terrifying arms, and ferocious face were filled with blood and cruelty. He stood in front of the dragon throne and looked down at everyone. He stared at the two demon beast races in front of him and said, Demon Lin Clan, Bloodthirsty Sea Demon Clan, do you have any objections? Demon Lin Clan has no objections. Bloodthirsty Sea Demon Clan has no objections. The two demon beast leaders bowed their heads and said, Haha, good. The Barbarian Dynasty has been established. I hereby announce that the Demon Beast Imperial City will be established with the Blood Barbaric Demon Beast Cave as the center. In addition, I hereby announce that a peace treaty will be signed with the Human Blood Flow Dynasty. From today onwards, the Barbarian Dynasty and the Blood Flow Dynasty will live in peace. There will be no fighting or aggression. Does anyone have any objections? Chapter 1448. 1448. You are not qualified to sign it. The Barbarian Dynasty was established. The first Barbarian Emperor was the leader of the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts. This was not surprising to many people. The humans had received news a few days ago that the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts had won the battle between the three top forces not long ago. Although many humans were worried about the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts becoming royalty, there was nothing they could do. This was not something they could stop. However, when the King of the Wildlands announced the establishment of the Imperial City and the signing of the contract with the Blood Flow Empire, everyone was stunned. What's going on? Why did they sign the contract with the Blood Flow Empire? Isn't this the agreement with the humans? Why is it the Blood Flow Empire? Did the demon beast say something wrong? The barbaric emperor's words caused all the humans to reveal stunned expressions as they discussed with their eyes wide open. Oh, Feng Wuan, sect leader Ling, and everyone from the Flowing Emperor Alliance were also slightly stunned. A bad premonition surged into everyone's hearts. Feng Wuan frowned and immediately stood up. Barbaric Emperor, didn't your demon beast clan sign the peace agreement with the humans of the Flowing Sea region? As she spoke, her gaze flickered as she stared at the emperor of the Blood Barbaric Demon Beast. On the side, the people of the Blood Flow Empire looked over with smiles on their faces, revealing mocking expressions. That's right, Emperor of the Blood Barbaric, didn't you sign a peace agreement with the humans of the Flowing Sea region? Those neutral dynasties and sects were slightly shocked when they heard the words of the Emperor of the Wildlands, and their expressions were somewhat awkward as they asked. Signing a peace agreement with the humans in the Flowing Sea region and signing a peace agreement with the Blood Flow Empire were two completely different concepts. This was especially true when the Wildlands Empire was established and the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts were part of the royal family. Everyone knew very well about the Blood Barbarian Demon Beasts. They were an extremely cruel and bloodthirsty demon beast race. They had always been the natural enemies of the humans. If they only signed an agreement with the Blood Flow Empire, it meant that they could kill humans other than the Blood Flow Empire. In this situation where three parties were standing at the same time, the demon beast race was the strongest. If they attacked them, they had no room to resist. We want to sign a peace agreement with the humans. The Blood Flow Empire can represent your human race. The Emperor of the Wildlands stared at Feng Wuan with his pair of blood-red eyes. He opened his ferocious mouth and said coldly, "Haha, the Emperor of the Wildlands is right. Only the dynasty can speak with the dynasty as equals. Our Blood Flow Empire can represent all the humans in the Blood Flow region." The Blood Emperor stood up and said with a loud laugh, "Your Blood Flow Empire cannot represent the entire Flowing Sea region." Sect leader Ling stared at the Blood Emperor with an icy cold expression as he cried out in a deep voice, "Our Demon Beast Desolate Empire will only sign a peace agreement with the Blood Flow Empire. All of you are not qualified." The Desolate Emperor stood beside the dragon chair and looked down at the members of the Flowing Emperor Alliance. He announced in an incomparably cold and indifferent manner. The words of the Desolate Emperor caused the expressions of everyone from the Flowing Emperor Alliance to change drastically. Their expressions instantly became ugly. The expressions of those neutral factions also changed slightly. They all stared at the Flowing Emperor Alliance's position. "Emperor of the Wildlands, what you mean is that in the future, you will become enemies with our Flowing Emperor Alliance. You will even become like the humans and demonic beast race in the past." Feng Wuan frowned and questioned with an ugly expression, "I will answer your question on behalf of the Emperor of the Wildlands. It might not take long. Haha." At this moment, the Blood Emperor stood up directly. His body moved, and he floated in the sky as he laughed loudly. As he spoke, his palm moved, and a crown that was emitting a brilliant light appeared in front of him. On the crown, there was a miniature picture of a blood-savage beast. The entire crown was incomparably luxurious. It was obviously not inferior to a 4th or 5th level Profound Void tier weapon. "King of the Wildlands, this is a gift from our Bloodflow Empire to you. We, the Bloodflow Empire, congratulate you on the establishment of your empire. We also congratulate you, the Blood Barbarians, on becoming a member of the Imperial clan. We wish for the friendship between Bloodflow and the Wildlands." As he spoke, he waved his arm, and the resplendent crown flew towards the location of the King of the Wildlands. Roar, roar! Thank you, Blood Emperor. Today, our Wildlands Empire announces that we will sign a peace agreement with the Bloodflow Empire. In the future, all the demon beasts of the Wildlands Empire and all the humans of the Bloodflow Empire will definitely not have any conflict or fight. As for the humans outside of the Bloodflow Empire, we cannot guarantee that. The Blood Barbarian Emperor took the resplendent crown and also roared with joy. "Haha, good." The Blood Emperor laughed loudly, and his eyes were filled with killing intent as he looked towards the direction of the drifting Emperor Alliance. What is the meaning of this? Is the Barbarian Empire going to form an alliance with the Bloodflow Empire? This is obvious. In the future, the Barbarian Empire will continue to fight with the humans other than the forces of the Bloodflow Empire. With the strength of the Barbarian Empire, how are we going to resist? This is they trying to kill us. As soon as the Desolate Dynasty and the Blood Emperor finished speaking, the expressions of the tens of millions of humans around them changed drastically. Many people revealed terrified expressions as they cried out involuntarily. The Desolate Dynasty's words were extremely obvious. Next, other than the Bloodflow Dynasty, the rest of the humans were still their enemies and targets for them to devour. Moreover, the Bloodflow Empire and the Desolate Empire had clearly reached an agreement. In the future, this would be a disaster for the forces outside of the Bloodflow Empire. The expressions of all the experts of the Bloodflow Alliance changed drastically. They looked at the people of the Bloodflow Empire, who were filled with killing intent, and their faces were filled with vigilance. "Haha, everyone, don't be anxious. Today, our Bloodflow Empire will open its doors and welcome anyone and any force to join us." The Blood Emperor looked at the terrified expressions of the tens of millions of people around him. The corners of his mouth curled up, and a glint flashed across his eyes. He floated in the sky and spoke to all the factions. His words caused the neutral factions to be stunned, and their expressions changed drastically. At this moment, They were 100% sure that the Blood Flow Empire and the Desolate Dynasty had already reached an agreement. They were forcing them to join the Blood Flow Empire. This caused the expressions of the experts from the neutral forces to change as they discussed in low voices. Everyone, we don't have much time. After the establishment of the Desolate Empire, there will be a bloody ceremony. We only have 3 minutes. As the Blood Emperor spoke, he looked at the Emperor of the Desolate Empire. Roar, roar, that's right. We only have 3 minutes. Next, we will hold the founding ceremony of the Demon Beast Dynasty. It will be a carnival. The barbarian emperor roared with his mouth wide open. His long tongue stuck out and licked his lips. It was hideous and terrifying. A bloody ceremony. Carnival. At this moment, everyone was shocked. Chapter 1449. 1449. The strongest 1449 was the emperor. What does the Blood Emperor and the King of the Wildlands mean? A bloody ceremony? A carnival? Why do I have a bad premonition? What's going on? How did this happen? The expressions of the tens of millions of people around them changed drastically when they heard these threatening words. All the factions finally couldn't take it anymore. A bloody ceremony? A carnival? What could it be? A bad premonition lingered in everyone's heart. Some people even turned pale. Boom! At this moment, the expressions of everyone from the Flowing Emperor Alliance changed drastically. Feng Yuan, sect leader Ling, and the rest stood up directly. The Emperor of the Wildlands, Blood Emperor. What do you mean by this? Sect leader Ling shouted at the two with an icy expression. His eyes were filled with fury and shock. There are still 2 minutes left. Hee. If you want to join our Flowing Blood Empire, immediately come to the back of our empire's experts. The Blood Emperor ignored sect leader Ling and slightly narrowed his eyes. His gaze swept over the tens of millions of people as he said coldly, "This, gulp. Our Icy Heart Dynasty is willing to join the Blood Flow Dynasty. Our Sky Wind Mercenary Group is also willing to join the Blood Flow Dynasty. We are also willing to join. At this moment, the expressions of all the experts from the neutral forces changed. They all hurriedly flew behind the experts from the Blood Flow Dynasty. They shouted loudly. Even some of the powerful mercenary groups also shouted loudly that they wanted to join the Blood Flow Empire. Tens of millions of people instantly moved, all wanting to move behind the experts from the Blood Flow Empire. They could be said to have completely understood that there might be a bloody battle coming up. And the enemies might be the humans other than the Blood Flow Empire. Especially the people from the Flowing Emperor Alliance. There's still 1 minute left. Now if there are still people who want to join our Blood Flow Empire, there's still a chance. Otherwise hee. The Blood Emperor watched as almost all the humans came to the back of their empire, and he stared at everyone from the Flowing Emperor Alliance with a smile on his face. Other than the 4 forces of the Dragon Phoenix Empire, the Flowing Emperor Alliance also had more than a dozen dynasty sections. It was obvious that his last sentence was directed at those dynasties and sections. Gulp. Dragon Phoenix Queen, sect leader Ling we. Behind them, the kings and sect leaders of the dynasties had cold sweat on their foreheads. They looked at the tens of millions of people who had arrived behind the Flowing Emperor Alliance and gulped, their hearts trembling. The scene in front of them was that the Blood Flow Empire wanted to join forces with the Barbaric Empire to destroy their Flowing Emperor Alliance. They could still resist 1, but against 2, they had no way to resist at all. I have to think of the people of our empire. Our Wind Soul Empire wants to withdraw from the alliance. I'm sorry, sect leader Ling. We're not their opponent at all. Suddenly, in the center of the Flowing Emperor Alliance, the king of the Wind Soul Dynasty flew into the sky with a face full of fear. He spoke to sect leader Ling, Feng Yuan, and the others, leading 5 or 6 insightful Emptiness Realm experts. Respected Blood Emperor, we are willing to join the Blood Flow Dynasty. We hope that you will agree. The king of the Wind Soul Dynasty begged the Blood Emperor, with a face full of respect. Haha, yes. We can turn back now. I will pardon you all for your sins. All of you who join our Blood Flow Empire in 1 minute will be absolved of your sins." The Blood Emperor laughed and said, "Hiss, the dirty royal alliance is completely finished." Someone actually left the alliance. Just when everyone thought it would be a three-pronged situation, this kind of situation actually happened. When everyone saw the Wind Soul Empire leaving the alliance and joining the Blood Flow Empire, everyone's expression changed slightly as they discussed in low voices. However, at this moment, the ones with the most embarrassed expressions were Feng Wuan, sect leader Ling, and the others. "King of the Light Dragon Empire, please forgive me for not being able to follow you." Within the Flowing Emperor Alliance, another dynasty king stood out and flew towards the Blood Flow Empire. This caused the hearts of everyone in the Flowing Emperor Alliance to turn cold once again. At this moment they couldn't stop it. If they did, then their alliance would become even more fragile. "Sect leader E, please forgive us for not being able to follow you. I have to think about the disciples of the entire Golden Mountain sect." One after another, 3 factions left the Drifting Emperor Alliance. The other factions were also hesitant. Some left, while others gritted their teeth and stood there resolutely. "They're too stupid. Why aren't they leaving?" That's right. Leaving is the wisest choice. No one will mock them. In the future, the Flowing Ocean region will be under the rule of the Desolate Dynasty and the Blood Flow Dynasty. There are still a few foolish factions that won't leave the Flowing Emperor Alliance. In a dozen seconds, half of the factions left, leaving only 6. From then on, there were only around 1,200 to 300 people in the Flowing Emperor Alliance. Compared to the tens of millions of people in the Blood Flow Empire, and the hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts, they were completely isolated. Some people looked at some of the factions that were still standing in the Liuhuang Alliance with slight disdain. This was a group of people who didn't know how to appreciate favors. Even some of the factions that had left the Liuhuang Alliance shook their heads. A wise man submits to circumstances. All of you are simply courting death. Feng Wuan, sect leader Ling, sect leader Wang Yi of the Guanglong Kingdom, and the rest stood there with gloomy expressions. They looked at Wang Xian, who was calm and composed, and pursed their lips. It was a dead end now. If they didn't see Wang Xian's carefree expression, they might have already collapsed. When the Blood Emperor and the Blood Flow Empire saw this scene, their faces were filled with smiles. Roar! Roar! A minute had passed, and a roar came from the mouth of the Emperor of the Wildlands. Everyone hurriedly looked over, and the Blood Emperor's face was filled with smiles. Next, some people were going to die. Our Demon Beast Empire, the Wildlands Empire, has been established. Next, we will hold a grand ceremony of the Empire. I, the Emperor of the Wildlands, issue an order. The Emperor of the Wildlands stood in front of the dragon throne. His arms were spread open, and his face was filled with excitement, filled with a domineering aura. He swept his gaze across all the demon beast races. "Obey my Emperor's orders." On the surrounding sculptures, the leaders of the demon beast races immediately prostrated themselves on the sculptures and responded loudly. "Obey my Emperor's orders." Below, all the demon beast races knelt on the ground and roared loudly. "Wait, get ready to attack." In front of the Bloody Flow Empire, 3 emperors stood up slowly with smiles on their faces. Their weapons appeared in their hands. They were here. The surrounding tens of millions of people held their breaths. They knew that the battle was about to begin. The Flowing Emperor Alliance was about to be massacred. At the Flowing Emperor Alliance's position, everyone's faces were filled with cold sweat as they held their weapons nervously. Next, let's watch a good show. At this moment, Wang Xian revealed a smile on his face. His faint voice entered everyone's ears. "In the Demon Beast Empire, the strongest is the Emperor. Leader of the Blood Barbarians, you guys haven't asked if our colorful algae tribe has agreed to it." Suddenly, a cold voice resounded across the sky. Chapter 1450. 1450. The 1,450 strongest were His Majesty. When this voice suddenly sounded, all the humans and demon beasts were stunned. Especially the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts, who was standing in front of the dragon throne. He raised his arm and received the worship of all the demon beasts. The sudden voice caused his body to completely freeze. All the humans and demon beasts looked towards the source of the voice. On top of a demon beast sculpture, a special demon beast was floating. It did not crouch down but stood there straight. It was 7 to 8 meters tall and had a humanoid upper body, while its lower body was covered with branches that looked like seaweed. Its body was slightly slender, but it was not very eye-catching. The leader of the blood barbaric demon beast slowly turned around and looked at Aoshingmu. Its eyes filled with endless killing intent. Not long ago, the blood barbaric demon beasts were fighting against the bloodthirsty sea demon Lin and the other 3 races. The blood barbaric demon beast race used their powerful strength to make the other 2 top-tier demon beasts submit. Today, their blood barbaric demon beasts became the royal family, and they became the emperor of the wilderness. No one objected, and no demon beast race dared to oppose. Now at this critical moment, someone actually dared to ask, "Do we agree?" The brightly colored algae demon beast clan. At the position of the demon beasts below, all the demon beasts raised their bodies and stared at the brightly colored algae demon beast leader on the sculpture. Some of the demon beasts were heading towards the position of the brightly colored algae demon beast clan. They discovered that all the brightly colored algae demon beasts didn't lower their bodies to show their submission. All of them were standing there. What's going on? A demon beast clan doesn't want to submit? That brightly colored algae demon beast clan wants to challenge the blood barbaric demon beast clan? To challenge the throne? Didn't the demonic beast race go through a huge battle a long time ago? Why are there still demonic beast races that refuse to submit? In the surrounding area, tens of millions of humans were stunned when they saw the multicolored algae demonic beast race that suddenly appeared in front of them. Even the people from the Blood Emperor, the Life and Death Forging Workshop, the Holy Item Forging Workshop, and the 3rd largest trading company in the world were stunned. At this moment, everyone from the Flowing Emperor Alliance recalled what Wang Xian had said to them. Their eyes were filled with excitement. Watching a good show. The good show had begun. The demon beast race, the strong shall be the emperor. However, your colorful algae race wants to challenge my throne? The leader of the blood barbarian demon beast stared at Aoshingmu with his blood-red eyes, filled with killing intent as he growled. I don't think you have the ability to be the emperor of the wilderness. Aoshingmu stared at the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts and said indifferently, Haha, good. You are just a small demon beast race, yet you dare to challenge the position of the blood barbaric demon beast royal race. Blood barbaric demon beasts, listen up. Kill all the members of the colorful algae demon beast race. Roar, kill them. The leader of the blood barbaric demon beast clan commanded with a terrifying expression. Roar, roar. Below, a group of blood barbaric demon beasts stared at the multicolored algae demon beast clan with their bloody eyes and let out a terrifying roar. Challenge our blood barbaric demon beast imperial clan. Challenge our blood barbaric emperor. You bunch of damnable things are not qualified yet. Let me eat you. Below, a blood barbaric demon beast expert of the 6th level of the insightful void tier turned into a blood shadow and directly attacked Aoshingmu. Eat them. The rest of the blood barbaric demon beasts charged toward the colorful algae demon beast race. The brutal aura instantly filled the entire space. The bloody smell condensed in the sky. If they didn't agree with each other, they would directly kill each other. This was the demon beast race, where the strong claimed the emperor. Leave no one alive. The leader of the blood barbaric demon beast stood in front of the dragon chair, staring at the area below with a cold face, and ordered with killing intent. Die! The level 6 insightful void level blood barbaric demon beast drew a blood shadow and instantly appeared in front of Aoshingmu. Its sharp claws directly tore at his body. Aoshingmu looked at the blood barbaric demon beast that was attacking him and a smile appeared on his face. The green vines on his lower body swayed, directly turning into thorns and attacking the blood barbaric demon beast. Break! The blood barbarian demon beast at the 6th level of the insightful void tier looked at the countless vines, and its eyes were filled with a crazy killing intent. Its claws grew to 10 meters long, leaving bloody marks. Whoosh! 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 However, at this moment, countless roots seemed to grow under Ao Xingmu. They condensed into a pair of terrifying palms and grabbed him. The claws landed on the palms, leaving only traces of blood. With just the two of you, you can't be called the royal demon beast race. Ao Xingmu stood there, looking at the level 6 insightful void demonic beast expert that was grabbed by his 100-meter large palm. His face didn't have the slightest fluctuation. He extended his emerald green arm, and an emerald green spear appeared in his palm. His arm moved, and he directly stabbed towards the level 6 profound void demonic beast. Break for me, roar roar! The eyes of the blood barbaric demonic beast that was trapped in the palm revealed a shocked expression. It roared loudly, and many blood-colored snakes attacked towards the huge palm. It wanted to break free from the shackles of the palm. No, leader, save me. However, when it saw that the blood-colored snakes only left faint traces on the palm, it finally panicked. Looking at the long spear that was rapidly attacking it, it begged for mercy and fear. What? The leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts in front of the dragon chair saw that his clansmen who were of the same level as him were instantly trapped, and his face revealed a terrified expression. Break for me! His expression changed drastically. With a loud roar, a blood shadow that was 1,000 meters long slashed directly at the emerald green long spear. Its body shook and turned into 15 meters in size as it attacked Ao Xingmu. Pooh! When Ao Xingmu saw the attack from the leader of the blood barbarian demon beast, his expression did not change at all. With a shake of the spear, it instantly pierced through the 6th level insightful void tier blood barbarian demon beast. Ah! With a large hole in its body, the blood barbarian demon beast did not die immediately. The blood on its body was squirming rapidly. Land and take root. At this moment, Ao Xingmu's voice rang out. The emerald green spear was growing rapidly like roots that had pierced into the soil. The roots slowly covered the body of the blood barbarian demon beast, and its life force disappeared. Die! When the leader of the blood barbarian demon beast saw that its clansmen of the same level were killed, its eyes were filled with shock. His body flashed, and thousands of shadows appeared in the sky, attacking Ao Xingmu from all directions. The king of the wilderness belongs to me. Ao Xingmu looked at the blood shadows with a calm face. There was no fluctuation at all. He slowly spread his arms, and countless roots covered the area behind him. The area covered by the roots reached a radius of 3,000 to 4,000 meters, and the blood-filled sky was covered. Whoosh! 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 Ah! Chapter 1451. 1451 paid his respects to the Dragon King. Ah! The Great War suddenly broke out, the appearance of the colorful algae demon beasts, and the massacre ordered by the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts. Everything happened in an instant. However, in less than 10 seconds, screams of despair made all the humans and demon beasts widen their eyes, full of disbelief. However, when this scream sounded again, all the humans and demon beasts opened their mouths slightly. How is this possible? How is this possible? Aren't you multicolored algae demon beasts from the 5th level of the profound void tier? How can you be so strong? In the sky that was surrounded by countless roots, every phantom image of the leader of the blood savage demon beast was pierced through by the roots. Even its main body was penetrated by the roots. Its entire body was exuding a monstrous blood chi. It cut off the roots in front of its body and roared in fear. Around it, there were countless densely packed roots. The roots completely covered it. The danger of death hung above its head. Its gaze swept across its surroundings, and its expression was somewhat panicked. Weaklings don't have the right to say so much nonsense. As Ao Xingmu spoke, He waved his arm, and the roots that filled the sky covered the leader of the blood barbaric demon beast. Oh my God! This attack that filled the sky is simply too terrifying. That emperor of the wildlands is going to be killed. No, the leader of the blood barbaric demon beast is going to be finished. How can this demon beast race that suddenly appeared be so terrifying? In less than a minute, it easily killed 2 level 6 insightful void martial artists. What level is it? Level 7 insightful void martial artists. In the surroundings, all the humans and demon beasts looked at the battle between the colorful algae demon beast race and the blood barbaric demon beast race in shock. Especially when they saw the leader of the blood barbaric demon beast race and the level 6 insightful void martial artist blood barbaric demon beast being easily killed. Their faces were filled with shock. Especially the demon beast clan. The royal demon beast clan had already chosen a clan, and now, a clan had suddenly appeared, directly crushing the blood barbaric demon beast clan. On the sculpture, the leaders of the various clans raised their heads and stared blankly, their hearts incomparably shocked. How could such a terrifying clan suddenly appear? The Blood Emperor, the Life and Death Pill Workshop, and the others were all filled with astonishment. They had already made an agreement with the Blood Savage demonic beast. Now that a demonic beast race had suddenly appeared and removed the leader of the Blood Savage demonic beast from the throne, what was going to happen to their agreement? This was especially true for the Blood Flow Empire. They had specially prepared a crown for the leader of the Blood Savage demonic beast. Before they could put it on, he had already been killed. What frightened them the most was that this leader of the demonic beast race, who had suddenly appeared, was actually so terrifying. This is 7th level of the Profound Void tier. At the center of the 3rd trading company in the world, that old man suddenly stood up, his gaze fixed on Ao Xingmu, who was calmly standing there in the sky. What? The surrounding middle-aged man's face trembled, and he stood there with his eyes wide open. Pung! At this moment, in the sky, the roots covering the sky were retracted, and the corpse of the leader of the Blood Savage demonic beast fell to the ground below. Leader! Roar Emperor! When the tens of thousands of Blood Savage beasts saw their leader, and a rank 6 Profound Void martial expert being killed, they all roared in fear. When the remaining rank 6 Profound Void martial expert saw his leader and companion being killed, his pupils constricted, filled with fear. He stared at the colorful algae demon beast in front of him, whose expression changed. Run! As greedy and bloody savage demon beasts, they cherished their lives very much. Do you still want to run? Can you escape? Ao Xingmu looked at the blood-red shadow, running out desperately, with a cold expression on his face. Run! The rest of the bloody savage demon beasts were shocked and angry when they saw the last top-tier expert of their clan running away. The rest of the blood savage beasts desperately fled in all directions. Ao Xingmu swept a glance, his pair of emerald green eyes staring at the surroundings, and the lower half of his body's vines directly fell into the soil below. Ong! Under everyone's shocked gazes, a huge tree demon, directly drilled out from the ground below the level 6 insightful void demonic beast, that had already fled 2,000 meters away. The tree demon was 1,000 meters in size, and it gave off a terrifying aura as it attacked. Boom! Boom! At this moment, many terrifying tree demons also appeared below the other fleeing blood savage beasts. Ah! Roar, 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 don't kill me, don't kill me! A miserable scream sounded out. The leader of the rank 6 insightful void demonic beast was killed by the tree demon at a distance of 2,000 meters. The other 10,000 blood savage beasts had all suffered a devastating blow. Within the colorful algae clan, another clansman with the strength of a rank 6 insightful void realm expert attacked the remaining blood savage beasts. For a time, endless roars could be heard from the surroundings. All the humans and beasts swallowed their saliva and looked at this scene in shock. 2 kilometers away, they killed a rank 6 insightful void martial artist who was trying to escape. A blood-savage demonic beast clan, that was just a moment ago. A demonic beast clan that had 500 to 600 insightful void martial artists was easily exterminated. They didn't have the strength to resist. Greetings, my emperor. On the statue, the leaders of the demonic beast clans had respectful expressions. The expression of the demonic Lin leader changed as he lowered his body and roared, paying respects to our emperor. The other leaders of the demonic beast races also quickly lowered their bodies and paid their respects. This colorful algae demonic beast leader that suddenly appeared was definitely in existence, that surpassed rank 6 of the profound void martial stage. A rank 7 of the profound void martial stage was an invincible existence in the entire flowing sea region. Paying respects to our emperor, the hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts in the surroundings quickly knelt down and said, in the demonic beast clan, the strong were the emperor. The strength displayed by the leader of the multicolored algae demonic beasts was enough to make all the demonic beasts submit. It was even more respectful than the leader of the blood-savage demonic beasts. Hee. Ao Xingmu's gaze swept over all the demonic beasts in the surroundings, and a faint smile appeared on his face. He floated above the dragon throne, and a faint pressure enveloped the entire demon beast race. From today onwards, listen to my orders. Ao Xingmu's voice resounded in every demon beast's mind. We obey the emperor's orders. We obey the emperor's orders. The demon beast leaders responded loudly, and all the demon beasts roared respectfully. Ao Xingmu's face revealed a smile. The Blood Emperor's expression kept changing when he saw that the Emperor of the Demon Beasts had changed. Emperor of the Demon Beasts, can we continue the agreement between us and the Demon Beast dynasty? The Blood Emperor frowned and asked Ao Xingmu. The peace agreement. Ao Xingmu looked at the Blood Emperor with a smile and asked indifferently. Chapter 1452. 1452-1452, paid his respects to the Dragon King. That's right, it's the peace agreement. When the Blood Emperor heard Ao Xingmu's words, he heaved a sigh of relief and nodded respectfully. You are the true king of the wildlands, and your strength is probably unrivaled in the Luhai region. Our Bloodflow Empire is willing to coexist peacefully with your Wildlands Empire. At this moment, I have a wood elemental scepter that I have treasured for a long time, and I am gifting it to the true king of the wildlands. As he spoke, he took out a 5th-level void interpretation wooden staff from his interspatial ring. With a wave of his arm, he flew towards Ao Xingmu. Compared to the leader of the blood barbaric demon beasts, this time, there was more respect and fawning. He had no choice. After witnessing his terrifying strength, even if he was the emperor of the Blood Flow Empire, he still had to be respectful. After all, the other party was an invincible existence at the 7th level void interpretation. Naturally, the peace agreement has to be signed. Ao Xingmu didn't accept the scepter. He looked at the Blood Emperor with a hint of mockery in his eyes. However, it's not with you guys. As Ao Xingmu spoke, he looked at the position of the Luhuang Alliance. Everyone in the Luhuang Alliance was stunned when they saw the terrifying Emperor of the Wildlands and the invincible expert at the 7th level of the see-through realm looking over. Wang Xian gently nudged Feng Wuan. Feng Wuan was stunned, and her eyes revealed a look of surprise. She moved her body and flew directly into the sky. King of the Wildlands, our Luhuang Alliance hopes to sign a peace agreement with your Wildlands Empire. In the future, we will never fight and kill each other. As she spoke, she bowed to Ao Xingmu. I don't dare. You don't have to be polite, Queen Dragon and Phoenix. However, what happened next shocked everyone. When Feng Wuan said this, the invincible Emperor of the Wildlands actually bowed respectfully to the Dragon Phoenix Queen. It was somewhat respectful. What the fuck? Even Feng Wuan was stunned when she saw Ao Xingmu bow to her. What's going on? How could the invincible Emperor of the Wildlands be so respectful to the Dragon Phoenix Queen? Am I seeing things? The current Emperor of the Wildlands is a terrifying existence at the 7th level of the Insightful Void tier. He was so indifferent to the Blood Emperor just now. How could he be so respectful to the Dragon Phoenix Queen, who is at the 5th level of the Insightful Void tier? The surrounding humans widened their eyes and discussed in disbelief. What was going on? The expressions of the Blood Emperor, the Blood Flow Empire, and even the Life and Death Pill Workshop changed slightly when they saw this scene. They had a bad premonition. Everyone from the Blood Flow Empire Alliance also widened their eyes in disbelief. We are willing to sign an agreement with the Blood Flow Empire Alliance. Aoshingmu continued to speak to Feng Yuan. Good, that's great. A trace of excitement flashed through Feng Yuan's eyes. Emperor of the Wildlands, what about our Blood Flow Empire? The Blood Emperor's pupils constricted slightly when he saw this scene, and he hurriedly spoke. All of you are not worthy. Aoshingmu glanced at the Blood Emperor and said disdainfully. What the hell is going on? How could it be like this? We have just joined the Blood Flow Empire, and now the Barbarian Empire is not signing an agreement with the Blood Flow Empire. At this moment, all the humans standing behind the Blood Flow Empire were dumbfounded. Just now, in order to survive better, they had announced that they would join the Blood Flow Empire. Now it was a complete reversal. Especially those few factions that had betrayed the Blood Flow Empire and joined the Blood Flow Empire. They staggered and stared at the position of the Blood Flow Empire in a daze. This. When the Blood Emperor heard their words, his expression changed drastically. His gaze was fixed on Aoshingmu. He turned his head stiffly and looked at the 3 forces sitting below him. Emperor of the Wildlands, didn't we make an agreement with the Demon Beast clan? At this moment, the 3 forces of the Life and Death Pill Workshop below could no longer sit still. They stood up and stared at Aoshingmu with unsightly expressions as they asked loudly. Did we make an agreement with the Blood Savage Demon Beast clan? Aoshingmu stared at them and asked somewhat mockingly. The expressions of the people from the 3 factions changed slightly. Then what does the Emperor of the Wildlands mean by this? The old man at the center of the world's 3rd trading company stared at Aoshingmu as he asked in a deep voice. This is a matter of our Flowing Sea region and our Demon Beast Empire. I can do whatever I want. Aoshingmu also stared at the old man. His words caused the faces of all the people from the 3 forces to turn extremely gloomy. Demon Lin, according to what you have discussed with the Blood Barbarian Demon Beast clan, how should the following ceremony be held? Aoshingmu's gaze moved away from the old man and asked the leader of the Demon Lin clan on the statue indifferently. Reporting to my emperor, according to the agreement, we will slaughter the human side that has not signed an agreement with us. We will drink the blood of the human experts to celebrate the establishment of our Demon Beast Empire. The leader of the Demon Qilin said without any hesitation. With the current strength of the Emperor of the Wilderness, he could suppress all the Demon Beast races by himself. He would not tolerate any disloyalty from them. All right, Aoshingmu shouted loudly. His body moved, and he flew down from the dragon throne. He flew directly towards Wang Xian. At the same time, more than 1,000 members of his clan, the Starwood Dragon clan of the Dragon Palace, flew directly towards Wang Xian. Under everyone's gaze, Aoshingmu landed in front of Wang Xian and knelt down. Greetings, Dragon King. I have lived up to your expectations. I have become the king of demonic beasts. Do you wish to continue with the ceremony? Aoshingmu knelt in front respectfully and reported to Wang Xian. As he spoke, all the Starwood dragons knelt in front of Wang Xian. Hiss! Oh my god, what? What is going on? Ah, damn! I have already guessed that the Flowing Emperor Alliance is related to this new king of the Wildlands. However, I never expected that they were actually the subordinates of the Nameless Sword Demon. How is this possible? Wang Xian is only at level 6 of the See-Through Realm. How did the king of the Wildlands become his king? When everyone saw the Invincible king of the Wildlands kneeling in front of Wang Xian, every single human was in a daze. They rubbed their eyes in disbelief. Most of them were trembling as they felt that the scene before them was a little crazy. However, most of them were terrified. That's right, they were terrified. That was because they had chosen the Blood Flow Empire's side just now. Their expressions changed drastically as they stared at Wang Xian. They couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. Let's continue. Wang Xian looked at Ao Xingmu and the rest in front of him. A faint smile appeared on his face. He looked in the direction of the Blood Flow Empire and swept his gaze across everyone. A faint killing intent flashed in his eyes. All Blood Flow Empire members, kill them all. Yes, Ao Xingmu replied loudly. All Savage Dynasty demon beasts, listen to my orders. A roar sounded out. Chapter 1453. 1453. The 1,453 people attacked. All Savage Dynasty demon beasts, listen to my command. When Ao Xingmu's voice resounded in the sky around the prodigy stage, the wind and clouds in the sky changed. On the ground, the blood-red plants on the ground seemed to come alive. The moment the voice ended, there was dead silence in the surroundings. The expressions of the leaders of the Demon Scale Demon Beast clan and the Bloodthirsty Sea Demon clan kept changing. They also didn't expect this scene to happen. Ao Xingmu, who had easily exterminated the Blood Barbarian Demonic Beast clan, was actually a subordinate of a human. Moreover, that human was the supreme genius of the human monster graveyard. This implied that the entire Demonic Beast clan would listen to a human. But if they didn't listen, what could they do? We obey the Emperor's order. After a short second, the 100 or so demon beast leaders on the statue instantly emitted terrifying killing intent. Demon beasts had always regarded the strong as their emperor. No matter what, Ao Xingmu in front of them was their emperor. They didn't care about anything else. Moreover, they couldn't care about anything else. If they wanted to live, they could only listen to the emperor's orders. We obey the emperor's orders. Hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts stood up, and waves of murderous aura and barbaric aura shot up into the sky. Kill all those from the Blood Flow Empire. Ao Xingmu swept his gaze across all the demonic beasts and ordered in a deep voice. Yes. Dozens of demonic beasts roared again, and pairs of blood-red eyes looked at everyone from the Blood Flow Empire. No, 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 I'm not from the Bloodshed Empire. I'm not. Don't kill me. Sir Wang Xian, we're not from the Bloodshed Empire. We were forced to do so just now. Don't kill us. I'm willing to join the Bloodshed Empire Alliance. I'm willing to join. Don't kill me. At this moment, the tens of millions of people behind the Bloodshed Empire were completely dumbfounded. Feeling the terrifying aura of the hundreds of thousands of demon beasts and the murderous aura that caused the heaven and earth to change color, their eyes were filled with fear. These hundreds of thousands of intelligent demon beasts were very, very few compared to the tens of millions of people. However, in terms of quality, the difference was simply too great. In fact, a single demon beast could slaughter 1,000 humans. Not to mention, there were also over 2,000 void interpretation experts. The sounds of begging for mercy continued to ring out. Some people even flew towards the rear of the Flowing Emperor Alliance, completely opposite to the scene just now. However, the expressions of those few forces that had just betrayed the Flowing Emperor Alliance became interesting. From green to white, from white to black, it was very interesting. Regret, regret, all surged into their hearts. You, Blood Emperor felt the aura of hundreds of thousands of beasts, and his expression changed drastically. His body that was suspended in the air kept flying backward. His expression changed drastically, and there was a trace of fear in his eyes. Everyone in Blood Flow Empire was also full of fear. They held their weapons tightly, and their foreheads were full of cold sweat. Haha, kill, kill. Meanwhile, the experts from the Blood Flow Empire revealed excited expressions on their faces. They raised the weapons in their hands. Their eyes were filled with intense and excited fighting spirit. The Invincible King of Demonic Beasts was actually a subordinate of Lord Wang Xian. This was simply unimaginable to them. No wonder Lord Wang Xian was always so calm. No wonder the Invincible King of the Wildlands would be so polite to the Dragon and Phoenix Queen. Those who have nothing to do with this, leave this place. Kill all the people from the Bloodshed Empire. Wang Xian raised his arm slowly, and a 5 elements millstone appeared in his hand. His cold voice rang out. Let's go, let's leave quickly. Thank you, Lord Wang. Thank you, Lord Wang. Let's leave immediately. We will join the Bloodshed Empire Alliance in the future. Thank you, Lord Wang. When they heard Wang Xian's words, the humans and factions who had joined the Flowing Blood Empire immediately fled into the distance. As they fled, they expressed their gratitude with faces full of gratitude. Kill! Ao Xingmu raised his arm. Above his head, an emerald green tree appeared. The tree looked somewhat like an ancestral tree. Branches were hanging down from the sky. Roar, roar, roar. Hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts roared. The leaders of the demonic beast races leaped forward, directly pouncing towards the Bloodflow Empire. 10,000 beasts roared. They watched helplessly as hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts pounced over. Just that aura alone caused all the profound Void Realm experts of the Bloodflow Empire to lose their fighting spirit. Even if they had 600 to 700 profound Void Realm experts. Sir Ren, save us. When the Blood Emperor saw the demonic beast charging over, he shouted at an old man from the third trading company in the world with a face full of fear. Below, the old man from the third trading company in the world frowned slightly when he heard the Blood Emperor's cry for help. Everything had far exceeded their expectations. The plan was completely messed up. However, they were merchants. Merchants valued harmony and never participated in the power struggle. If they acted, it would be against the rules. The third trading company in the world, please act. Sir Run, please lend a hand to the Bloodshed Empire. However, the expressions of the people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop changed drastically, and they hurriedly shouted at the old man. Since things had come to this point, they knew that they had to lend a hand to the Bloodshed Empire. If they didn't help this time, the Flowing Sea region would belong to the Flowing Emperor Alliance in the future. With the Dragon Phoenix Empire's rejection of their two factions, they would lose the vast market in the Flowing Sea region. This was a considerable loss for the two factions. Oh, the old man surnamed Ren frowned when he saw the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop open their mouths. He knew very well that the third trading company in the world was far inferior to these two factions. However, he also knew that these two factions had encountered some trouble, and no experts could come over. However, a merchant was a merchant. He wasn't prepared to make a move. Help the Bloody Flow Empire, and we'll help you expand a regional market. At this moment, the group of people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop saw his hesitant expression. They looked at each other and gritted their teeth as they spoke. Oh, everyone, I'm a man of my word. The old man widened his eyes. His eyes were filled with light as he asked with incomparable excitement. We'll naturally keep our word. The group of people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop nodded. All right. Boom. The old man shouted loudly, and a force that far surpassed a level 6 insightful void tier instantly erupted from his body. Everyone, why can't we discuss anything properly? Why do we have to fight to the death? He moved and instantly appeared in front of the experts from the Bloodshed Empire. With a wave of his arm, a sky-blue light barrier appeared out of thin air in front of him. A single person faced hundreds of thousands of demon beasts, without any change in expression. Oh, this is a 7th level void interpretation expert. Another 7th level void interpretation expert. That's an expert from the third trading company in the world. I didn't expect that the third trading company in the world would actually have a 7th level void interpretation expert. When the old man appeared in front of Bloody Flow Empire, everyone's expressions changed drastically. Yet another invincible expert at the 7th rank of the profound void realm. A hint of excitement appeared on the pale faces of the people from Bloody Flow Empire, and they heaved a heavy sigh of relief. Chapter 1454. 1454 1,454 people blocked and killed. Huh. 7th level of the see-through realm? What? That third trading company in the world is actually a 7th level see-through realm expert. Another 7th level see-through realm expert has appeared. When the hundreds of thousands of demon beasts and people from the Flowing Emperor Alliance saw an old man who suddenly appeared in front of the Blood Flow Empire, their expressions changed slightly. They stared at the water blue light screen like a barrier that fell from the 9 heavens, blocking the front of the Blood Flow Empire's people. All the demonic beasts stopped and looked at their emperor. Ao Xingmu frowned slightly and looked at Wang Xian, waiting for his order. You will be in charge of the following matters. Wang Xian frowned and said to Feng Wan when he saw the third trading company in the world standing in front of the Blood Flow Empire. Regardless of whether it was the third trading company in the world, the Life and Death Pill Workshop, or the Holy Item Forging Workshop, they were not something the current Dragon Palace could fight against. If they really offended them, Feng Wan would still need to be prepared to deal with them. Therefore, he let Feng Wan make the decision. The third trading company in the world, you have to interfere in our fight. Feng Wan nodded slowly and floated in the sky. Her eyes flickered as she stared at the elder at the 7th level of the Profound Void tier. No, the establishment of the Demon Beast Empire, and the ceremony was announced by US and the Life and Death Pill Workshop, and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. We have the obligation to protect the humans who came today from any harm. The old man looked at Feng Wan with a smile on his face, and indifferently continued. The Emperor of the Wilderness and this young Master Wang. I think this matter should end here. If we really fight, it won't benefit anyone. Hehe, the third trading company in the world. Then why didn't you stand out when they wanted to kill us just now? Feng Wan's expression turned cold when she heard the old man's words as she asked mockingly. Haha, give our world trading company some face this time. If we really fight, we will kill 1,000 enemies and lose 800 of our own. The old man did not directly answer Feng Wan's words. He slightly raised his head, and the aura on his body rose once again, as he spoke with a smile on his face. A faint threat entered the ears of every person and demonic beast. As an expert who had stepped into the 7th rank of the Profound Void tier for more than 2,000 years, he did not think that the Emperor of the Wildlands was his opponent. Moreover, if they really fought, he could make the Wildlands Empire and the Flowing Emperor Alliance suffer heavy losses. The other party knew what to choose. This time, our Blood Flow Empire admits defeat. If we really fight, you will lose at least half of your forces. Our Blood Flow Empire will not attack your Flowing Emperor Alliance in the future. The Blood Emperor said to Feng Wan with an extremely unsightly expression. This time his tone was a little weak. If it wasn't for the presence of the experts from the third trading company in the world, their Blood Flow Empire would be completely finished. The Emperor of the Wildlands was actually the subordinate of that Wang Xian. This made him unable to believe it even until now. Faced with the elder's faint threat, Feng Wan's expression was a little ugly. Her eyes flickered with killing intent. Do you want to make a move? Wang Xian sensed Feng Wan's killing intent and asked her plainly. I can make a move. Are you confident? Feng Wan's eyes flickered as she looked at him and asked. Kill anyone who gets in my way. Wang Xian smiled faintly. His voice was not concealed at all as it resounded in the sky. Kill anyone who gets in my way. With Ao Xingmu's current strength, he could almost kill an opponent of the same level, with 100% certainty. Since the third trading company in the world dared to interfere, he would kill them all. Kill anyone who gets in my way. Wang Xian's words caused the expressions of everyone in the Bloodshed Empire to change slightly. The expression of the old man from the third trading company in the world also changed slightly. A cold look appeared on his face. Kill me? Haha, don't be too arrogant. The old man laughed maniacally and said with a face full of ridicule. I'll kill you if I say so. Wang Xian looked at the old man who was laughing maniacally and shouted with a straight face. The Dragon King wants you to die. No one will be able to save you today. Kill him. Ao Xingmu roared when he heard Wang Xian's words. As soon as he finished his sentence, his entire figure disappeared and appeared in front of the old man in an instant. Forest illusion. A cold voice resonated in the sky. Following that, a terrifying forest appeared around him in an instant. The entire forest instantly covered the old man. The trees outside the forest rapidly rotated, forming a terrifying space with a radius of 5 kilometers in the sky. What? You want to kill me? You're courting death. When the world's third trading company's old man saw Ao Xingmu instantly attack, his expression changed drastically, and he roared furiously. Shatter sea palm. His entire body trembled, and a terrifying tsunami came from his body. The tsunami surged out of his body, transforming into a terrifying palm with a radius of 3 to 4 kilometers. The palm directly bombarded the surrounding forest. Absorb. However, what shocked the old man was that when the palm landed in the forest, it did not cause the slightest ripple, as if it had directly disappeared. He clearly sensed his own energy and released it. Tree demon attack. Ao Xingmu was floating at the front. With a light shout, hundreds of tree demons that were hundreds of meters in size attacked the old man. After absorbing the ancestral tree's energy in the Dragon Palace, Ao Xingmu had completed a terrifying transformation. After the transformation, he was 100% confident that he could kill a 7th-level profound void martial artist. Boom, boom, boom. The trees instantly appeared in front of the old man at a terrifying speed. The terrifying sharp thorns on them stabbed at him. This caused the old man's expression to change drastically. Things seemed to have exceeded his expectations. Kill all the people from the Bloodshed Empire, leave no one alive. However, when Ao Xingmu's forest illusion completely enveloped the expert at level 7 of the see-through realm in the sky, all the experts from the demonic beast race and the Luhuang alliance started to move. Wang Xian waved his arm, and the 5 elements millstone directly floated in the sky. They actually dared to attack. Oh my god, the king of the wildlands actually attacked the old man from the third trading company in the world and trapped him completely. Dodge, let's dodge. The instant the demonic beasts and the flowing emperor alliance made their move, the tens of millions of humans around them were shocked. They watched in horror as the experts charged over and hurriedly fled into the distance. At this moment, everyone from the Blood Flow Empire was stupefied. They had originally thought that the appearance of the third trading company's rank 7 void interpretation expert would save their lives. However, what they had never expected was that the other party didn't care about that rank 7 void interpretation expert at all. Moreover, he wanted to kill him. How do we fight? How do we fight? The other party's strength is several times stronger than ours. All the experts of the Blood Flow Empire looked at the demon beasts and the experts of the Flowing Emperor Alliance with terrified faces. Run, everyone, quickly run. The terrified voice came from the mouth of the Blood Emperor. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.